Here we go again, guys. We got another manhunt out there down in Georgia. 4 escaped prisoners. Join me tonight as we talk about it. Welcome back, everybody. It's great to see you all, and thank you for being here. Let's get this show on the road. I'm curious to see what this is all about. Good evening, everybody. Good to see you. How are you? Good to have you here. Thank you for joining me tonight. I hope you're all doing great as always. It's lovely to see you all, the beautiful people. Thank you for joining me today. Tonight, I'm sorry. I should say tonight. It's great to see you guys. Guys, we have another manhunt for escaped inmates down in Georgia. I'm sure everybody remembers the Danilo Cavalcante escape that we spent so much time on. Well, there's another manhunt, folks. Right now, as we speak. Sorry, everybody, 1 second here. I don't know what happened here. Apologies. There we go. Yes. Sorry, folks. So we're back to following another manhunt, like I said. Just like the Danilo Cavalcante scenario. But there's 4 this time. Not just 1, there's 4. Down in Georgia, so very, very interesting. Well, it's interesting to know. A correctional officer had previously been warned Danilo Cavalcante's escape plans week before his suspension. Okay, yeah. Quite interesting. So thank you guys for joining me tonight. Please hit that like button on your way in the door if you can. Appreciate you guys so very much. I missed you guys today. Excuse me, I had doctor's appointments I had to make it to and all that fun stuff. So here I am. And I thought this was quite interesting as of yesterday. Figured we should talk about it because who knows what this is going to turn into. We saw the circus that the last one turned into and how long it went on for. And anybody that's down in Georgia, we'll talk about whereabouts it is. Might be a little nervous. So, 4 inmates right through the fence, too, folks. What do you see this? Yeah. So I hope you guys are doing great tonight. Let's see who's joining us tonight. First off, let's see here. Thank you guys for being here. And it looks like we got Miss Katie Quarters in the house. Welcome back, Katie. Carolyn Miller, always happy. Valerie, hope to see you guys. Miss Brandy, welcome. Good to see you, my dear. MK, what's up? Good to have you here. Charlotte Gross, welcome back. Great to see you. Doodlebug, hey, good to see you. Robert Bell, welcome back. Great to have you here. Pammy B, you as well. Bad Sheet Crazy, welcome back. Good to have you. Good to see you. Lisa Wilson, same for you. Nat Cat, welcome back. Great to have you. Good to see you. Bonnie B, hey. Good to see you again. Pammy B, North Carolina Mountain Man, what is going on, my brother? Good to see you. The lovely Miss Daisy Dead's in the house. Welcome, Daisy. Good to see you again. Tina B, thank you for joining us tonight. Let's see. I think that's it for right now, unless I missed somebody. In Stitches, good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Chalk Baby's in the house. What's going on? Miss Debbie Ann, good to see you. Marietta Rosser, great to have you. Good to see you. Kaleida Hope, welcome to you. That's all. No problem, Charlotte. No problem whatsoever. Never have to apologize for that. Family in real life always comes first. These are facts. So great to see you all. Thank you for joining me. Always a pleasure. Meatballs in the house here. We got quite a few meatballs here, guys, and I thank you so very much. I know Miss Sherry's on her way here. Miss Wisdom. So yeah, guys, that's the new scenario. We got another manhunt going on. 4 escaped convicts. 4, not 1. And you guys saw what they went through with Cavalcante. Now I can venture to say that these guys probably went 4 different directions. Cavalcante was one person that stayed in one area. That was so much easier than this is going to be. These guys are going to have this so many resources it's going to take for these. I mean, and they're all over that. They went probably 4 different directions, like I said. So who knows? Miss Ashley Nicolette, welcome. Good to see you. Always appreciate that. That's a lot. It is. It really is a lot. And like I said, we don't know which directions they've gone at this point. So I mean, I'm hoping that they might, and I'm hoping this doesn't go on anywhere near as long as the last one did. But yeah, they had a car pick them up. That's a fact. It was a blue Dodge Charger, I think it was. We'll get into. I'll show you guys here real quick, just to get it kicked off. I was just trying to give some people some time to jump in here. We got 47 beautiful people in here, 29 likes. Let's make it match, everybody, if we can. Pretty please. Get something like this. We definitely should get it out there to be seen out in the algorithm, especially for anybody down in Georgia. We don't want. I'm hoping that they're not going to stay anywhere near. I know I've heard that there was a couple schools that they had to alert. That's a little unnerving. Um, yeah, or exactly, Chalk baby. Let me see here. Oh, right, MK. Again, everybody, thank you so much for joining me tonight while we jump into sauce and spill a little bit tonight. Looking for these escaped inmates. We gotta find out something going on here. One moment, guys. All right. Yes, guys, if you will, leave some of that DNA on that like button for me on your way in the door. I will appreciate that, as does YouTube, and it helps to get this out there. That's a fact, folks. 10 staff for 800 inmates. Does that make any sense to you guys? Does it at all? They're gonna explain it here. Thank you, be kind, and welcome. Good to have you here. um, oh, in fact, let me fix that real quick. What was I gonna say? Oh, B Slims. Good to see you, my dear. Thank you so much for joining us. I missed you. Evie Marie. Welcome. Great to see you as well. I'm doing a little bit better. I'm doing a little bit better. I'm working on it. One moment, guys. I'm sorry. There we go. I was the one that it was supposed to be on. Okay. Anyway, um, Miss Leslie, how are you tonight? Good to see you. Good to have you here. It's very possible, MK. Sherlock Kendra, thank you for joining us tonight. All right, 62 beautiful peeps in here. Thank you guys so much for joining us. No, Mountain Man. Definitely didn't have that, thank God. My asthma, I got a respiratory thing. I'm still fighting it. I'm taking these. That's why my face might look a little red. I'm taking these steroids and stuff now. um, but I'm back doing my best. There you go, Kendra. Good stuff. Thank you guys for being here again. Appreciate you guys so very much. I put sauce on the like. There you go, Batsheet. That sounds like a plan to me. So, yeah, and they're all convicted of different things. Okay, I know one of them is a convicted murderer. That's the scary thing right there. I could see if these guys were convicted of traffic problems, maybe not such a big deal. When you got somebody that has unalived somebody else, not good. Thank you, Charlotte. And I get you, Daisy. It's been kind of addicting. I tried not to watch it. I really do. We don't need to see that stuff, and it just makes it worse. I get it, though. I do get it. We got so much stuff going on in our life, guys, in this world right now. It's so bad. It's just so bad. Something needs to change. Yeah, I agree. I agree, Carolyn. Here, let me give you guys. I know there might be more people jumping in here, but I don't want you guys having to hang like that. So let me show you guys some other stuff. And again, V Slims, it's so great to see you, my dear. And that goes for all of you guys. I didn't see V when I came back the other day. So, all right, let's get this up and kicking for you guys to see what we're talking about here.
And two, how do we stop this from happening? Let's bring in Dog the Bounty Hunter. News, another prison break. This time overnight in Georgia. Four bad guys. Drug trafficking, assault, one accused of murder. Now, free. 2 months ago, we saw a convicted murderer escape in Pennsylvania. Remember that? Remember this little parkour move?
Sorry, guys. I don't know how that happened. Yeah, I don't like watching the war stuff either. It's very depressing, and I have enough to be depressed about, you know. But it's very hard not to watch. Sorry about the muted thing, folks. Mrs. Kelly, welcome. Good to see you. Um, but yeah, it's hard to not see because they're streaming it. They're basically live streaming this war going on over there with live cams. We could watch it right now. It's insane. It's completely insane. It's crazy. Absolutely, Mrs. Kelly. I hope you all are doing wonderful. And I hope you guys aren't watching it if you can help it. I know it's hard. Like Daisy said, she just can't stop. I get it. Just don't do that to yourselves, guys. It's just not good to watch. Oh, absolutely. That's what I was getting ready to say. Thank you. Get out of my head, Mountain Man. Keep in mind, they're showing it for a reason. Look over here, not over there. I'm sorry to say it, but I really feel strongly that that happens a lot. So that's why they're showing it like this. I get it, Brandy. I get it. And that's all we can do. That's all we can do, Caroline. We can pray for these people. Tammy, welcome, dear. We can pray. That's it. And keep them in our thoughts and pray and hope that nothing, because you know that our guys are over there. And hope that nothing bad happens to any of them. That's the only thing we can do, guys. And just pray that it's handled soon and it's done and they move on. That's it. That's all we can think. And pray to God that it happens quickly. So it was a very much I agree with you, V. It's very, very concerning. That's why it's hard to watch. That's why I tell you guys, there's so much negativity and bad stuff going on right now. And if if you're a religious person, you've ever looked into that kind of stuff, kind of scary, folks. And that's why I don't watch it. We need to stop all of this, guys. We have to come together as in the way that the good Lord wants us to be together, not separated from each other, not fighting each other, not talking down about each other, not hurting each other. That's not the way we're supposed to be right now at all, ever. But especially not right now. We need to come together and support each other and be there for each other and love each other like we're supposed to, folks. Period. That's all I'm saying. I understand. I understand. And I will, my brother. You know I will. For every damn one of them, I really will. Yeah, it's a fact. That's what we need to do. We need to become one unit, folks. We don't need to be black and white and Asian and European or whatever the hell it is, or this way or that way or left wing or right wing or this and that. We need to be one whole. We need to be us. The brothers and sisters that we're supposed to be is what we need to be doing right now. That's a fact. I'm not going to go religious on everybody. I'm not going to try to get all, what's the word I'm thinking of? I'm not, squishy and smishy and all that crap on you guys. I love you guys to death, but that is what needs to be done. That's what's wrong with us right now, guys. Nobody cares. I'm not saying nobody, because you guys obviously do. You guys are a beautiful community of people that cares about each other and me and each other. You know what I mean? It's just not enough. More people need to do that. Everyone needs to unite right now as a whole and help each other. Period. Because we don't know what's going to happen with this. We don't. It'll make a huge difference, B Slims, if we can unite as a whole and start loving and caring for one another as we should be and helping each other as we should be. It's going to change things in a lot of ways, guys. A lot of ways. I agree, Bad Sheet. I really do. Murky Piglet, good to see you, my dear. Thank you for being here. Josie West, good to have you here. Oh yeah, yeah. That's a fact too, buddy. There's a lot of sleeper cells in the United States, by the way, and there have been for a long time. It's sad and it's scary. Yes, Katie, we are, and we need to make it and keep it that way, and we need to let it be known, folks. There's no shame in it, no shame whatsoever. This country is the best country on the planet, folks, and we need to bring that back. Do you know what I'm saying? We really need to bring it back. Mm-hmm. Real Aaron 317. Ill yesterday. Cat K, good to see ya. Oh, it's a fact. Yes. Be kind. Yes. I mean, that's not what we're here to talk about, but it got brought up. So that's what I'm saying, guys. All we can do is pray and hope that that's strong enough to pull us together as a people again. Guys, we've seen this happen where we come together as we should have. When 9/11 happened, everybody came together, pulled together, and it was a beautiful thing. But it's sad that something like that has to happen for it to happen. We should just be that way. Someone escaped from a Florida jail. I didn't even see that, Aaron. Thanks for the info. Well, we got 4 people, folks. 4, not 1, 4 that broke out of a Georgia prison. Okay, Georgia jail, whatever you want to call it. And like I said, they're probably all going 4 different directions. So how hard is that going to be, to catch up to everybody? What's up, Bombshell? Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Here, let you guys hear this, and then we'll get moving with talking about it here. Again, thank you guys all for joining me tonight. I appreciate you guys so very much. And for those of you that weren't here yesterday when I was live, I miss you guys so very much, and I love you guys to death. Thank you for the support and for just being who you are, guys. You guys are the beautiful people. Welcome, Bianca.
The guy did going up the wall. Right before that, we saw another one in Maryland. Before that, in Texas, that guy beat up a correctional officer on a prison bus. A month later, he killed a family of 5 in their home, several weeks on the run, shot dead, but he'd done the damage already. The list goes on and on. So let's look at this 2 ways. 1, how do they catch these guys in Georgia? And 2, how do we stop this from happening? Let's bring in Dog the Bounty Hunter and Bryce Peterson. Dog, Bryce is new to the mix. Research scientist at Central Naval Analyses, studies correctional issues and policy. It's good to have you, Bryce. So, Dog, I heard you going down to Georgia. Be safe, big brother. But what do you make of this situation?
Sorry, guys.
And how they get these?
I don't think Dog is somebody to rely on.
Well, the murderer, his brother, helped him last time avoid capture and was arrested and booked. So we have a high percent rate that his brother helped him again. And let me, Chris, I'm glad you're back safe in America. And I don't mean to go from your other segment, but in Israel, they don't have a Second Amendment. So because of these particular parties that want to defund the sheriff, defund the police, how you like this? These guys got out of there because there wasn't enough, the sheriff said, people to watch them.
That's a fact. That is a fact. Like she just said earlier, 10 guards to 800 inmates. What? I mean, I'm sure the numbers are a little different than that, but that's still insane, folks. I feel the same way, Katie. And this guy right here, this guy is a convicted unaliver. I'm not sure about these other 3, but this one here, he went through this before. So this is not cool at all.
They've got to have money to buy cameras, things that vibrate. This is what America's coming to. This is going to happen more and more. If you defund the police, you refund the criminal. So I suggest everybody, thank God we have a Second Amendment. Again, in Israel, unless you can prove you've got to have a gun, you can't buy one. We live in a country that's so far still free. So this is going to keep happening. About chasing them, we're going through each and every one of the profiles. I'm after the top guy, the murderer. So he's got family in Georgia. He's got family in Michigan. He's not very good as far as running. I believe he'll get, as they all do, make a mistake and get caught. So he's got a lot of things that I don't want to say right now, like some sheriffs that I know of.
Now, this is this guy right here. This is the convicted unaliver. Allegedly, he strangled his ex-girlfriend to death in her home, arrested 2 days later, and charged with unaliving. He missed the first court appearance, was in jail infirmary on a suicide watch. Jeffrey Fournier's brother, arrested for driving Fournier 2 hours north after the incident, later released with charges dropped. Next court date set for November 1st. Escaped jail Monday, October 16th at 3 a.m. So he knew when he hit that court date what was going to happen. He was done. He was going to get locked down in a maximum security prison and probably would not get out. Well, here we are.
About him, and I'm going to tell him right now, you're not going to outrun. These feds are getting better. These guys on the streets are getting a lot better. I used to wait 14 days. I did last time, Chris. They caught the guy in 13. I ain't waiting no more.
Mandy Joe, my dear, thank you for being here.
I'm coming after this guy, brother.
Well, be safe, dog, and I appreciate it, Bryce. Let me bring you in on this and get your take on why it keeps happening. Look, in Israel, people can get weapons. The Second Amendment isn't why we're short on staffing. Why do we keep seeing people escaping from places? Is it just a jail thing? Or are they just too easy when you have guys in there who are hardened criminals? What do you make of it?
I'm going to give you an answer that no one likes to hear, and that is that we don't exactly know why. We know that the last time we collected national data on these, which was decades ago, we saw the escape rate decline dramatically from like the 1980s to the 2000s. And then since then, it seemed to stabilize a little bit, but we don't have a lot of recent data, so it's hard to know whether it's going up or down. What we do know is that we're hearing about it a lot more in the news, and it's kind of this chicken and egg argument. We're hearing about it more because there's more escapes happening, or more escapes happening, therefore we're hearing about it. We do know that a lot of escapes do happen from jail.
Exactly, bombshell. Like I said, they're all for. Sorry, guys, it's the
people escaping from custody. So that's something that we're seeing more and more. And most of the escapes that we've seen in the last.
Like I said, they're all. I'm guaranteeing you, each one of these guys is going in a different direction. Okay, so unlike, like I said, Danilo Cavalcante, who went and stayed in that one realm, they stayed on him together. All of those law enforcement agencies were right there. These guys are all over the place, probably, and they probably took off. Okay, so they got this spread out all over the place, guys. This is going to be insane. The echo is because I had my mic on while it was playing. I'll make sure I shut that down. But yeah, that's why this is going to be crazy.
Last few months have been from local jail facilities, and so that's certainly part of it.
So I had one guy tell me that we have hardened criminals in jails more often now because of overcrowding problems. And then this other buddy of mine in Louisiana, whose wife was a 26-year-old probation and parole, said it's staffing. They don't pay people enough. They hire anybody off the street, and this is what you're going to get.
That's a fact, V Slims. We've missed you, my dear.
Historical lows right now in terms of staffing and retention. So jails and prisons are having a harder time recruiting enough staff to support their facility operations, but also retaining those staff. And as a result, you are seeing in some cases where there's lower standards or where training maybe is different. Some now in many facilities, they are onboarding staff immediately to start working in the facility before they've gone through all of their training, which they would normally do. So that's probably part of it. But again, it's hard to know how much of that is contributing to the escapes that we're seeing now. It's likely a part of it.
Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to newsnationnow.com, newsnationnow.com, and you can find vision provider.
All right.
Don't forget to click the red.
All right, let me see here. Let me give
the
you guys
FBI has joined the search.
Now they did bring, and yes, again, that is so very true, V Slims. We've missed you, my dear. It's great to see you. This was on the Today Show. I'm probably gonna get flagged for this, but that's okay. This shows and explains a little bit about how they got out and what the mode of transportation and stuff was about. It's quite interesting.
The FBI has joined the search for 4 inmates who escaped from a jail in Bibb County, Georgia yesterday. One of the fugitives, 52-year-old Joey Fournier, was accused of killing his girlfriend last year. Officials say the men slipped out through a broken window and a fence that had been cut. They believe that someone in a blue Dodge Challenger recorded at the scene may have tampered with that fence. They do not know, however, if that was also the escape car.
Hey, thanks for watching.
All right.
Tonight on how
That was the vehicle. I got little clips and stuff together, little bits and pieces of stuff for you guys to check out.
Law enforcement. A massive manhunt is underway tonight here in Georgia. 4 inmates escaped from a Bibb County jail, including an accused killer. Fox 5's Christine Spiro has more from the live desk tonight on how law enforcement says they escaped. Christine?
Yes, Russ, the sheriff's office says those 4 inmates escaped through a damaged window and cut a fence overnight. The FBI and U.S. Marshal's office are both helping with the search tonight. They say the escape happened in the oldest jail, which was in a state of disrepair. 10 people were working at the jail when those inmates escaped, among them accused killer Joey Fournier. Mark Carey Anderson also escaped. He was being held for aggravated assault. Chavis DeMiro Stoke was being held on drug and gun charges. And Jennifer Bernard Barnwell was being held for the U.S. Marshals.
I started viewing video footage and
What's the matter, Miss Sherry? What's wrong, Sherry? Oh, because of their charges? Is that what you're saying? What the hell? Oh, yeah, there's 4 of them, Virginia. Not 1, 4. It's insane.
discovered that around right around 3:30 this morning, these inmates were able to leave out from a day room window on a second floor day room area of the jail. They were able to get out, go through that window, and run out through a break in the fence.
Now, deputies think the inmates may have driven off in a
I think it was
Challenger. It was seen in the area prior to their escape. Schools in the area were notified, but deputies say they have no reason to believe the inmates would go near the school. The sheriff's office and Crime Stoppers are offering $1,000
good question.
tips leading to the arrest of each inmate. That number is there at the bottom of your screen. Courtney?
All right, Christine, thanks.
You know, that's a great question. It's obvious that it was planned to me. If the car was there, I do believe that the person that was in the car, what's going on, Virginia, was the one that tampered with the fence initially. They cut it probably with some wire cutters, cut through it. This was obviously something that was planned. They got out and boom, there they go. What's up, Stony Stone? Good to see you. Thank you for joining us tonight. Appreciate you so very much. All right, guys. Now let's see. Here's the press conference on this.
Weighs 160.
This will give you guys the full info about the scenario. And who these guys are that we're looking for, folks. Miss Tracy, good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Anybody that's just now jumping in, it's great to have you here. Thank you for joining us tonight.
At large at this time, those inmates are 52-year-old Joey Fournier, white male, gray hair, blue eyes, 5 feet 9 inches tall, and weighs 140 pounds. He's being held in the Bibb County Jail for murder. Second inmate is 24-year-old Mark Anderson, black male with dreads, 5 feet 9 inches tall. He weighs 165 pounds. He was being held for aggravated assault. Third inmate is 37-year-old Jennifer Barnwell. Jennifer Barnwell, black male, 5 feet 9 weighing about 190 pounds. He was being held for
Absolutely,
US
Virginia.
for U.S. Marshals for drug charges. The fourth inmate is 29-year-old Chavis Demario Stokes, black male, black hair, 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing 160 pounds. He was being held for possession of a firearm by a felon, as well as drug trafficking. We're right now investigating this, trying to piece together what all happened to cause this escape to take place last night. We do know that around 6 o'clock this morning that a break in the fence was found in the perimeter of the LEC jail facility. At that time, they started going backwards to figure out what happened. They started viewing video footage and discovered that right around 3:30
Welcome,
this
Senator.
morning, these inmates were able to leave out from a day room window on a second floor day room area of the jail. They were able to get out, go through that window, and run out through a break in the fence. There was some video footage of a vehicle that had been there earlier in the evening that looked like they had been tampering with the fence, as well as bringing some items into the enclosed area of the fence that we believe were used by these inmates to escape. That is why we have a lookout now for this blue Dodge Challenger.
Sick infants in the house. What's going on, Toodles?
We really have very good reason to believe that that vehicle is involved in this situation. One thing I want to make clear:
Here's my problem with this. At 3 a.m., I would think that they should be locked down in their cells for lights out. Okay, why are they in a day room hanging out at 3 a.m. anyway? With 10 guards in the whole facility? Something's wrong with that. Cryptic conversions, what's going on? 99 beautiful people in here, guys. Please make sure as you come through that door, you reach back and smack that like button for me. Leave a little DNA. I appreciate you guys so very much for that. If you will. Buenas noches to you, Miss Amy. Thank you for joining us. So again, why are they not locked down at 3 a.m.? Why are they out being able to be in the day room, watching TV, just hanging out, chilling, nothing to worry about? Throughout this whole jail, there was probably maybe 1-2 people watching those guys in particular. There's a broken window in the day room where prisoners have access to that window. That should have been looked at a long time ago. What the hell? Crime solver, good to see you. No report taken. Right. Right here in Macon, Georgia. I really don't think they're in town here. I'm hoping that they left that area for your guys' sakes. I really do, Tammy. And like I said, this is a little unnerving because I'm sure these 4 went 4 different directions. Okay. How the hell are you going to try? I mean, I'm sure they can track it, but that's going to be a lot of resources that they're going to have to pull in. Thank you, Chalk Baby. Or Crime Solver, I'm sorry. A lot of resources they're going to need to pull in. They got the FBI, they got a couple other agencies, but they're going to need a lot to cover the full spectrum of where 4 men could go. Think about it, you know what I mean? Good point there, Miss Mandy. That's my thought too. I didn't go live earlier today, Cryptic, because I had doctor's appointments, but I'm here now, and thank you for that, even if I was here. Did I see him anyway? No, okay. Come on in, guys. Find a seat, let's talk.
Whenever we put this out earlier, we let everybody know. I think we got word out to the school system just as a protocol to let them know that we had an escape, but there's been no indication whatsoever that any school or that any of these inmates or any of these escapees have been anywhere around any of our schools in our area. Right now, we are following up on some leads as to where these individuals may be, and going forward. We have our partners and the FBI, ATF, state partners, all of this is an all hands on deck situation when something like this happens. So we certainly want people to call in. We have Crime Stoppers, 1-877-68-CRIME. There's been a $1,000 reward offered for information that is that will lead to the recapture of these individuals. We have also set up 2 hotlines here at the Sheriff's Office, and we'll be sending that out for more, but those 2 numbers are 478-310-4485, and the other number is 478-310-4052. Those 2 numbers, as well as certainly Crime Stoppers numbers, will be staffed 24/7 for anybody that has any type of tips or any kind of information leading to the recapture of each of these individuals. So if anybody has any questions, I'll be happy to answer. You know how they got into the day room during these hours? That's what we're looking at. We have some of our situations where they can get into the day room. Sometimes the day rooms are not locked. Typically,
welcome, Patriot Stevie, my buddy. Good to see you, brother.
Sometimes the day rooms are not locked. Some of the doors are where they're not able to be locked, and then sometimes they're not. Typically, that's not an issue because the inmates are supposed to be at another part of the jail. But these inmates were able to get into the day room and work to open up this window. So all of that's being looked at. Great. I was supposed to ask the white guy.
I agree.
His brothers, where they last found him. Well, they could be anywhere. Any tip, these individuals could be anywhere. We don't know if they're all together at this point. We don't have any reason to believe that they had any type of association with each other out on the street, but they certainly had some type of association with each other in the jail. So to take them to the point to where that they all wanted to escape together, but whether they're how long they stayed together or even if they're together at this point, we don't know. Why was the public not notified before 11/20? Well, we were looking at it. We had to backtrack to figure out when it was that this escape happened. If we had had an escape,
welcome, Rowena.
As soon as we knew internally that there was, our investigators were immediately notified. Our SRT team,
there's in chat.
The jail and the Sheriff's Office leadership was notified, and so we were already following leads even at that early hour. And so it was to make sure that we had all the information to get out the right information. We had to do a census of the whole jail to make sure that we didn't have any others that were missing or any other places in the facility that might have been compromised. But
you got to stop it, Mom.
Sure we know
hey, Joe.
As soon as we knew that there had been an
Kimberly
escape,
KB, what's up, Sid?
internally there were investigators, there were deputies on the street looking for them as soon as we knew.
Okay, so just so everybody understands, by the way, there's 105 beautiful people in here. You guys rock and roll. I thank you so much for joining me tonight. It was noticed at 6 a.m. that the fence was busted. They're saying that they left around 3 a.m. That's a 3-hour head start. They could be anywhere. We'll just say they decided to leave the state. They could be down in the Florida Keys at this point, going to Cuba. They could be going anywhere they're going. They could be in 3 hours. You know where you can get in 3 hours from Georgia? They could be anywhere, okay? I guarantee you they are, too. There was no tower. There was no tower. No. That's what I'm understanding.
We're looking
right back. I'm going to grab my coffee.
Right now, our main goal is to get these 4 individuals recaptured. And any help that the public can give us in that regard will do. We will look at what needs to be done in the jail setting or staffing and that sort of thing going forward. We already started making some staff changes. In fact, the major of the jail, this was his first day being assigned in the correction. So he sort of got he got a good wake up call this morning. So, but we have good staff in there. We may make some more changes going forward, but right now my focus is getting these individuals back into jail, and we'll dissect what happened and fix that as we go forward. Grant, I think you had a question.
How many people were staffed in the jail between 3 and 6 a.m.?
Not as many as we would like.
Well, but exact number? I mean, what's adequate?
There was less than 10 people working in the jail.
And how many people detained currently?
I'm sorry.
How many people do you have detained currently?
A little over 800. And so that's been an issue for us. Staffing, the conditions of the jail. We have a 43-year-old jail, and this happened in the oldest part of the jail, the oldest rundownest part of the jail. And so I've been talking about, we need a new jail. We need a new jail. We have a jail that is falling down on us, that is breaking down. I think there's some elements of all of that played a role in this particular situation here. So not blaming anything. We're going to go back and figure out what were the causations of this and rectify those things. But there's never just one thing that causes something like this. There are several things. Staffing is one of them, but there are things that could have been done differently as we look into this. There are things that might have alerted deputies as to what was going on, that they could have checked into it, but that's all.
So this happened in the oldest part of the jail. Why do these guys have access to the oldest part of the jail if there's problems that could happen? Okay. PFW, Mandy. Dan the man, what's up, Danger Zone? Good to see you, brother. Good to have you here. 8 guards to 800 inmates. That's insane. Insane. Understaffing. Too late, Dan. I seen you, bro. Ray Baltic, good to see you. Spaghetti. Anybody else that's Crazy P, what's going on? Good to have you. Pagan Ways, welcome. Good to see you. You sound better if your mic is further from your mouth. Just saying. Oh, I'm sorry. Guys, you got to tell me these things. My mic's probably turned up. Let me know if that's better, please. Sorry. Some people were telling me I couldn't hear me and so on and so forth. What were the escapees in for? One was in for murder. Another one was in for assault. The other one was drugs, I think. I think the other two were in for drugs. So, all right. Again, guys, sorry for the microphone thing. And that's all that was holding them, was a chain link fence and a window. A broken window and a chain link fence is what had these guys behind bars, was keeping them there. This is crazy. And we got 4 guys, not just one, 4. Again, 4 escaped inmates now that are all over the place. It's crazy. J-Lit, what's happening? Yeah, I think they definitely could maybe afford to hire some more people. Just possibly. That is a fact, Mandy Joe. That is a fact. I think our Discord has better security than this. That was a joke. You know what I mean? Obviously not. Donna Radney. This is down in Macon County, Georgia. Unreal. No. 43. It shouldn't be. They shouldn't have these problems. 43 years old. I mean, and in the oldest part of the jail, the way he said that was if he knows there's something that could be a problem over there, then you don't allow them to be there. Period. Like I said, they had a 3-hour head start. I don't see them finding them. And I feel bad for anybody that lives around that area. They're probably freaking out right now. Anybody that's down in that county, I'm so sorry that you're going through this. If you're scared, you know what to do. Lock yourself and your family down, arm yourself, do whatever you got to do just to make sure. That's all I can say. Make sure you got the police on speed dial. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna guess that these guys are gone away from this prison, knowing that they're gonna be police everywhere. You know what I mean? It's an old town. Money obviously a problem, but that's not everywhere. Not in a big city. Yeah, no, I got you, smartass. I got you. Bibb County. I'm sorry, Bibb County. Why did I say Macon County? Bibb County, Georgia. Thank you, Tammy. I don't know why I said Macon. I think it's because I seen somebody say Macon over here. They've been on the run since 3 a.m. yesterday, day before yesterday. What's up, AR? Yes, sir. More. We got 4 now, brother. 4, not just 1. 4. 4 from one prison. Another distraction because it's possible, but I mean, this is real. Good to see you, AR. Good to have you here. Tracy Adele, good to see you as well. I'm gonna say, like I said, they had a 3-hour head start before anybody caught on. They're gone. Ms. Lindy J. Oh, it's Macon, Georgia. That's why I said Macon then. Okay. Bibb County, Macon, Georgia. Macon's the city. That's why. Okay. So I wasn't completely wrong. Thank you, guys. This is a bit scurry, guys, for these people, I'm sure. And like I said, this had to have been premeditated. I'm in Valdosta, 2 hours south of Macon. Okay, Donna. Again, good to see you, brother. Thank you for joining us tonight. I appreciate you. Caught in 4 hours. Wait, what? Columbus, Georgia. Okay. Let me let this finish playing.
We have an internal affairs investigation going into that right now. But right now, I want to catch these guys. We want to catch these guys. That is the most important thing right now, is to get these 4 individuals back into Bibb County Jail.
What's the normal night shift?
I'm sorry.
Staffing wise?
It varies. It really does. It depends on how many people are on a shift.
I hope they do, AR. I really do.
We have people who call in. We have part-times that come in. Sometimes we don't have as many part-times working one shift as we do another.
By the way, AR, if you're not doing much and you'd like to join me up here for this tonight, you're welcome to as we talk about this, sir. Just let me know what you want to do.
Staff, and you can start off thinking you have 15 or 20 people working. Somebody calls in sick. Somebody has to leave. Something happens. So we're going to look at all of the factors that went into the staffing decisions and the staffing levels last night to see what role that played into it.
Is that 15 to 20 person number that you mentioned the ideal staffing, or what is the ideal staffing for the night shift?
Well, for any shift in the jail, about 30 people. We've not been able to have 30 people in the jail working on any shift in a long time. We're able to do it with less than that. We're able to do it with as few as 6 or 8 people. But when you want an optimum staffing level to have every position covered, it takes about 30 people to do that in the jail. And so that's some of the things we're working on. We get people hired. We have part-timers coming in and work towards that. But we're going to drill down and figure out what happened last night on staffing levels, any type of notice that might have been given, or any kind of information that might have been intel into the jail and that sort of thing. But that, as I said, that's a standalone investigation. We're looking into that right now. The most important thing is to get these individuals back into custody.
Yes, they did, AR. There was a blue Dodge Challenger that they showed. Right there. See it there? That was in the parking lot earlier that day, they said, and it was messing with the fence. And that they had left some things on the inside of the fence yard to assist in this. They broke I'm guessing they cut the fence with some bolt cutters or something. It's not electrified. Jumped in the car and they were gone at 3 a.m. They didn't find this hole in the fence till 6 a.m. Yeah, that's why I said I think this was definitely a pre-planned job, possibly with somebody from inside, definitely with somebody from outside. And they had a 3-hour head start in a vehicle. They're gone. Like I said, they probably split and dropped people in different directions. I'm just saying, that's my thought. It's going to take a minute, I'm guessing. U.S. Marshals, FBI, everybody's on this. So as you'll see here, let me get back up to where I was here. And then, like I said, we'll talk about it here once we get through the presser here. What's up? Yeah, that car is quick too. AR said this one is different. Some girls needed their boys back. Yeah, sounds like it. And like I said, the white guy that was on there, Joey Fournier, is he just was getting ready to go to court on the 1st for allegedly strangling his girlfriend to death. So he was going for a murder trial. He wanted out, period. So let me get this rolling for you guys and get this over with.
This time, how close is that to the previous?
That's right, Mandy. No one had an launcher available.
If that wasn't clear.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't very far, but right on it. But we were pretty close.
I got more. Keep going.
All right.
Do you know who the blue car was owned by?
If I knew that, they'd be in jail right now.
Yes, sir. It was Bibb County Jail.
In operation yet? I know we talked about that.
Which means there's a little less security than what prison would
The
have.
flock cameras here in Bibb County are not up and running yet, but there are flock cameras in every county around here, and we are accessing that database. We do have cameras here in Macon that we are using, that we're looking at to see if we can, and some of those cameras have been able to show us a little bit of information that's been useful to us. So we're trying to compile all of that data and get all of that, all of those images.
With
and
8 people working.
Anybody that might have seen something real early this morning, because there's not that many cars out. This blue Dodge Challenger is sort of a unique looking vehicle. If you've seen the picture, it's kind of a sky blue vehicle. So if any.
And I'm going to guarantee you that blue car was probably chain. It looks like the front end is wrecked too. You see that there? So it's probably not somebody's prized possession. So I'm going to venture to say that this car is already in a lake somewhere, and they're in something completely different, or something like that.
Anybody seen that? We certainly would like to talk to them.
Is there anything that people should do tonight? Lock their doors, check their sheds. How can people stay safe?
Well, be prudent, obviously. If you see something suspicious or hear of anything suspicious, certainly look. If you hear somebody rumbling around in your shed or in your garage, it probably wouldn't be a bad idea to call, have some deputy come and check it. But typically in these types of situations, they've already planned out.
Very possible crash and crime.
And they probably have somebody on the outside that has been waiting for them, so they may or may not even be in this area. There's nothing to indicate to us that they're still on foot anywhere near the jail. I mean, we've had escapes in the past where we catch them within a block or two of the facility, but in this particular case, we've not had any indication of that. We've canvassed the area all around the LEC and have not found anything.
Did they use that car, the blue car, to escape?
We're not sure. We saw the car. We saw them run away. The car was in the parking lot and then it left. Then we see the inmates escape. So we don't know if they got into that car, maybe got into a different car or what have you. So I can't put them right back into that same car right now. But we would sure like to talk to the person driving that car.
So quick clarification, the time between 6 a.m. and then the 11:20 press release, that time was that long because you're just trying to figure out exactly who it was who's not missing?
Now, we had an idea who was missing fairly closely, but that's just jail protocol. When you have an escape, you canvass the jail. But all while that is going on, we have our SRT team, our investigators, all of those individuals out already looking, because each one of these are charged with some pretty serious crimes. And one of them, the Barnwell, just was.
And it makes you wonder, 9 employees at 3 a.m. I wonder if anybody was possibly snoozing because it's a midnight shift. Just saying. I know that probably doesn't happen that often, but it does happen from time to time. They probably feel that they're comfortable in their job. People are locked down, supposedly supposed to be, and could have let it slip. Oh, yes. By the way, AR, this is one of our amazing community members, Miss V Slims. She's absolutely an amazing lady. She's been here for quite a while. She'd like to say hello, and it's a pleasure to meet you, sir. And he's very, very interesting and becoming very quickly a part of this community, V. So, NASDAQ, good to see you. Thank you for joining us tonight, dear. Yeah, Alabama's right there. I got family down in Alabama, too. Literally right there. So, yep, we got 4 escaped prisoners tonight. Well, from yesterday, actually. So, this is 24 hours ago, folks, basically. We're almost there. So, who knows what's going on at this point? That's what I just said, Patriot. How were they not locked down at 3 a.m. for lights out? How did they get to the day room, which is they're saying on the old side of the jail, which is only 43 years old? And how did that window not get fixed while allowing prisoners and inmates to be in that room with a broken window? Something's not right here, guys. Just saying.
Sentenced to life in prison in the federal system. So he probably has some incentive to want to get out of jail. So we were familiar with all of these individuals and following leads, trying to figure out where they might be. So it wasn't like we were sitting on our thumbs. We were working within the sheriff's office and investigative and looking into jail. But we wanted to make sure that we had all of the information to give out in a, get the right information out. I'd hate to say, okay, at one time we thought only one had escaped.
Was he there already? Jesus. He don't hold no
sent us to
bones. He gets
jail,
where he's
when
got to
we
go.
Looked at the videos that we had, we realized we had 4. Then we had to make sure we verified which 4 it was, which ones we were. So we want to get all of those facts. But we were out on the street searching and following leads all during that time.
When deputies are
Welcome,
working,
Lifeline.
they do counts like they do in a prison setting periodically, where they just
They're
are constantly updating?
They're supposed to count at every shift, but when this happened, it was between counts. Obviously, 3:30 in the night. They're supposed to be asleep. That's not when they should be doing block checks and that sort of thing. We're looking at when block checks were done, all of that. That's, as I say, that's all part of the internal investigation that you're doing for the jail. This is sort of like if a water pipe bursts, first thing you want to do is to stop that water flowing. Well, we've got an inmate jail burst, and we want to catch those inmates right now. That is our first priority. The jail, we have the jail on lockdown as much as we can with the facility as it is. And so we want to capture these inmates and get them back in the secure facility. And then we'll deal with whatever other factors that contributed to this escape. But you have to remember there were four people who decided they did not want to be in jail, and they made effort and made things happen to where they were able to escape.
Money talks.
So
Always has, always will.
And the things that we need to fix on our end are the things that contributed to this thing. Staffing, the jail facility, the building itself, all of those kinds of things will be
Sounds like a plan, brother, for sure. Give me a little heads up during the day, and just to remind me. But yes, I'm down with that.
We talked about when the press release went out, but I want to take it back. What time did you guys tell the school system what was going on and when they went on lockdown?
What time was that? What time did y'all call the school system? I know that was. I know it, but somebody from the. It was about 9 or 10 o'clock that they were notified, and we did that as just as a.
Yeah, and again, you're welcome to join me up here tonight, AR, as we talk about this scenario. Feel free. Let me know if you'd like to.
Certainly,
you are absolutely welcome. The door's open, my friend.
In the community, let them know what's happening. There was not any kind of indication that any of these inmates would even be around the school at all, but just to let them know, and then they have their set of protocols that go into play, whether it be a modified lockdown or whatever they do. That's their protocols that they followed once they got this information. But let me be clear, there's no indication, even at the beginning or now, that any of these inmates were ever around any school.
You talked about the gap between it initially happening, you guys finding out at 6 a.m. and then the press release at 11. So
No worries, brother. Just giving you the option.
kind of gathering the information right, obviously important to get everything right. So you notified the schools at 10.
Yeah.
How much information did you have for them then? Was it the same amount in the press release?
It was pretty much the same. We had said we had 4 escapees, and that we kind of gave them a general description of what we were looking for, and that was as we were getting everything out to send to the media. And so it's all kind of working at the same time. The school system, we're gonna call them a little bit quicker and let them know, and then send out the press release. I mean, look, we want to let y'all know as fast as as soon as we found the hole in the gate, we should have called the media and said, hey, we found a hole.
Sorry,
in the
this
gate.
is the stuff. This is the press conference from yesterday. Once we get through this full press conference to tell you guys everything about it, then I'm going to give you guys the absolute, most recent updates on it.
Well, did somebody escape? Well, we don't know. Hold on. What happened? How many escaped? We don't know. So we had to get all of our information together so that we had a complete picture of what happened, so that we let you know. And so I know that we like to get it out, but while at the same time our investigators were already on the street, our SRT team, and you never know, we might have caught a break, caught 1 or 2 of them, all of them in that interim time. But the indications are they have gone away. I don't know if they've gone from this area. A couple of them have contacts outside of the Middle Georgia area, so we're certainly following up on that. That's where we have the U.S. Marshals, the Southeast Regional Fugitive Task Force. We have the FBI. We have all types of different technologies and tools that we're
I agree,
using
Crafts.
to follow up on this. And I feel
He's not pulling the wool over anybody's eyes. He's not trying to gloss it over. It is what it is.
What processes are in place to prevent this sort of stuff? Is there some sort of alert system or anything that would tell you when they open the gate or something?
Well, there's supposed to be that. That we're looking to see what happened last night. There should have been somebody that heard some tampering, and there's some indications that somebody might have, and we want to make sure that what was followed up on it. But you can guarantee that there will be a heightened vigilance on what goes on in the jail going forward. I mean, we always in that we know that they've been.
I was gonna say that, Mandy Joe, that there's somebody that's in charge of all of this, okay? And I think the things that he's saying are directed directly at that person or those people, stating, we've told you this is a problem. We've told you this needs to be dealt with. And here we are. You see where we're at now. That's what I kind of think this guy's saying and why he's being so transparent.
And some things that we needed to shore up. The jail's been in the news lately. The conditions in the jail, the neutral oath, and that sort of thing. Maybe, maybe they got tired of eating neutral oath. I don't know. but that's part of the.
Sounds good, brother. Enjoy your dinner. I'll be here.
To see what we need to do.
What's up, Willie boy?
Fix that.
Good to see you, brother.
Happen again.
Is it possible that
Roll Tide, roll.
a few weeks ago maybe mess with the system somehow?
No, not in that way. No.
Exactly. You're gonna listen now. You're gonna learn now.
Word that the 4052 number is very staticky, so we added a third one. I know you put it out 4052. Scratch that. 4502 will be one of the two that we know are solid.
All right.
We know they're working.
All right, let me give you those numbers one more time. You got certainly Crime Stoppers, 1-877-68 crime. We have the chairman of Macon Regional Crime Stoppers, Warren Selby, here. Thank you for coming, Warren, and kind of showing support and doing that. But we have Macon Regional Crime Stoppers, 1-877-68 crime. Get $1,000 reward. Also, the other numbers are 478-310-4485 and then 478-310-4502. 4502. And I know the FBI and some others are getting up some reward money. And if once we know how much that is and what that's going to be, we'll be sending out a release on that very soon. Plus, we'll be sending out another flyer to everyone that kind of has their pictures and has the information and that sort of thing. And it has these hotline numbers on it also.
These men are dangerous.
I'm sorry?
And these men are dangerous. Don't try to mess with them.
I would think that anybody who's escaped from the jail with some of these charges would be somebody that probably does not want to go back to jail, and that anybody that would want to try to stop them, a civilian or somebody that is not ready to fight, probably would just best call one of these hotline numbers and let us deal with them, because they are charged with some serious crimes. 3 out of the 4 have been in our jail several times before. So yeah, I would consider these
Thank you, Chalk, baby.
a little bit dangerous.
One more thing, so I just thought of it.
Sure.
Something like this, it's not going to be communicated over, landlines in the jail. Do you have anything that says?
Oh, it's a crazy one, bro. We've talked about it. We'll talk again. Promise you.
That's something that we're looking into. And I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to stand up here and be so naive as to think that there's not cell phones.
What's up, cowboy?
And the cell phones may have not played a role in this particular escape. There's not a jail in Georgia that doesn't have cell phones in it. There's not a prison in Georgia that doesn't have a cell phone in it. And so to what level that type of communications played in this escape, we're gonna drill down into that. And so yeah.
Do you have an estimate of how many you think are in there?
I wouldn't venture to guess. I would say more than 2 and less than 50. There's no way to know. Ask a prison warden how many cell phones are in his facility or whatever. I mean, you don't know. Every week, our deputies are doing shakedowns and searches in the jail, and they're finding cell phones. If you remember, just 3 weeks ago, we arrested one of our part-timers for bringing in cell phones and other contraband items. So it's always a cat and mouse game with contraband and cell phones and that sort of thing in a correctional facility. I just want any help that the public can give us. Anybody that knows somebody that sees this tonight knows where these 4 people are, and somebody is probably laughing at the TV set saying, "Oh, they'll never catch us. They'll never catch us." We will catch them. They will come back to jail. It's just a matter of when.
Okay, so that dude, that's some real confidence, folks. Look at his eyes. Like he ain't playing. Like you're coming home, bro. Don't worry. Hello, night nurse.
All right.
And that got very weirdly quiet after that too.
And we're
Craft tables in the back corner.
yeah, well,
Get
that's
you a
right.
sandwich.
That's it, buddy.
Sorry, guys, muted again. I was just saying that, Bobby. Good to see you, by the way. I kind of like that guy. He's pretty down to earth and real as they get, guys. He definitely ain't playing. Well, here's the where they went out at. Right there.
We're right now investigating this, trying to piece together what all happened to cause this escape to take place last night. We do know that around it's just a matter of when.
Yeah, you could see the hole there. It looks like all you needed was some bolt cutters and tip, 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 tip. That was the end of it. It probably didn't take them more than 5 minutes to cut that. You know what I mean? And it's big enough for 4 guys to go through one after another. All right, let me see what we got update wise. Like I said, guys, it's not just one this time. They got 4 guys running. And like I said, these guys could be in Alabama, Florida, anywhere around Georgia by this point. Let's see here. $23 hours to go. I don't have any new updates. Let me see.
Now Manhunt is on to.
Okay, so it looks like 13 hours is the newest update on this. And I think you guys have seen it already. Let's see what we got here. Give me a second to load this in. All right, guys, that froze for some reason. All right.
Find these 4 inmates who escaped a Georgia jail. One of them is charged with murder. Authorities say that they escaped the Bibb County Jail yesterday morning and sped off in this blue Challenger that you see on your screen right here.
Inmates were able to leave out from a day room window, the oldest, rundownest part of the jail.
The prisoners kind of jimmy the doors. the potential for danger is just tremendous. That jail that we have is insufficient to house.
The Human and Civil Rights Coalition of Georgia launched an independent investigation into the jail, citing a pattern of possible civil and human rights violations.
That's it, guys. There's nothing. Let me double check. The Today Show covered it this morning. Oh, it looks like JLR is there. 4 hours ago. Damn, JLR. Maybe he's. Let's see if he's got an update on it real quick. We'll review what he had to say.
So
this is 4 hours ago.
2 holes cut in the fence right here. Bing, bang. 2 holes, and they filled up the holes here. Empty parking lot here. Apparently the vehicle, the blue Charger was seen here.
This guy's everywhere, folks. Everywhere.
We're going to walk around. We're going to talk about this case. We're going to talk about this case because we have 4 inmates that are still out on the loose. Come on in, everyone. Look at this. Look at the size of this.
The thing that gets me with this, guys, is look at this fence. It's single length chain link. That's it. I mean, obviously you would have to have the tooling to be able to cut through this, but that's all that they went through, that fence and then this fence. And somehow it still makes me feel like somebody on the inside had to help. Nothing lately, NASDAQ. To get the tooling inside there to do that. You know what I'm saying? Just saying.
So it looks like they fixed it. This is right off the main street in Macon. So there is a double fence here. But look at the 2 holes cut. Look at the secondary one right there. This is the one in Georgia. How was it able to be done and why? Who would do this? Bang, bang. In the vehicle, gone. Understaffed? Yeah. Media's out here. They got a camera.
8 employees to 800
This is the
inmates.
parking lot.
Really?
This is the parking lot.
Somebody better damn well notice it now.
And we're going to take you around the facility. Just going to show you around. Passing through the area, folks. So I said, I'm going to stop here and talk about this particular case. Bibb County, 4 inmates still out on the loose.
Nope, it's a county jail, so I doubt that they have any towers.
Still out on the loose.
And you can see there's not, so
the parking lot is full of sheriff's vans.
What's up, Randy? Good to see you, brother.
But look at that. Look at that.
No towers, no outside guards. 8 employees to 800
inside
inmates.
help. Waiting car here. Only one way out of this parking lot. Only one way out of this parking lot. I saw people walking out of here.
I understand, right?
early when I arrived.
It could have a Patriot. Yeah, this is JLR, Randy.
Here's the sign. It says,
he's the newest update on this. That's why
it was Monday morning, early Monday morning, around 3 a.m. So it looks like probably that was like, it looks like those are the cells, and that right there could be the day room. You see the hole in that fence, and then the hole in that fence.
These guys didn't have to do hardly any work, folks. That's the sad part. They came, looks like I think he's right, because right here looks like, because these are cells. And then I think this is possibly just like that day room, like he said. They came through a broken window through here, trotted across the yard, clip, 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 boom. Ran over to here, clip, 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 boom. Got in the car and they were gone. Literally probably 10, 15 minutes tops, if even that. I'm giving him a lot of time for this to not be seen. 3 a.m. We have 8 employees in this entire jail spread out at 3 a.m. Nobody saw this. Most everybody else was sleeping, I'm sure, inmate wise. And I'm sure the inmates aren't going to say, hey, they're leaving. You know what I mean? They're escaping, none of that kind of stuff. They don't do that. So, I mean, they had somebody waiting on them, Willie. Somebody was waiting on them. And the car they said was there earlier at that point, messing around with the fence. So I don't know what they were doing. What's up, Jacqueline? Good to see you. There you go. So yeah, interesting stuff, folks.
So that I cut two holes. Looking up, I don't see any surveillance unless
I agree, Willie. Definite confidence. They knew.
Well, no, there is surveillance. There is surveillance. The surveillance would be on the side of the buildings here. 1, 2. I think there's one over there, I think. How did this happen? Why did this happen? Now, the question is, did they actually get into the Charger that was in this parking lot? Because that is unclear to me. Can someone elaborate? Can someone elaborate?
That's the thing, is that this is county jail. They probably have court connected to this as well, probably over in this building over here, their local courthouse. At least that's how it's set up where I'm from. And the parking lot is a public parking lot. They pull in off the main road. They just like the employees do, and anybody that's probably going to go to court, I'm going to venture to say, well, that parking lot's probably on this side, other side of the building, I should say. I'm sorry, over there, more than likely. But still, like it's a public parking lot. It's right off the main road there. 100-to-1 ratio staff per minute. Yeah, right. They got 1 guard per 100 prisoners. What? Talking about being understaffed. That's insane.
So we're talking about 4 inmates escaped from here. And I actually have an image of these 4. 4 inmates, 4 Georgia inmates escaped jail by leaping from window and slipping through cut fence after Dodge Challenger driver helped them flee. Manhunt is launched for fugitives, including suspected MURDERER. That guy there, the white guy in the right corner. We'll talk about him in a minute. But it happened here. Now, right outside here, parking lot. Sidewalk.
Yes, there is no tower, V. Anyone
can fit through. Anyone can fit through. This is as wide anyone can fit through here, folks. Any human being can fit through there. Wasn't like it was a small hole. This is pretty big.
A small rhino could fit through there. I'm just saying.
About 2 feet by 2 feet. Boom, boom, boom. 2 feet by 2 feet. Person can slip right through. How was this able to happen?
At this point, they're probably split up.
Does it? Is it electric fencing?
No, it's not
Solely
electric.
just a little
It's
barbed
not
wire
electric.
here. So a little barbed wire here. And then you have
And
all
that is
that.
some really old, weak ass barbed
Easy
wire
just to
too,
cut
by the
through.
way. It
Day
doesn't
room.
even, they don't, it's
Has
not
to be
razor
the day
wire.
room right there. There's a door right out there. So now you get it. Now you leave. Now where do you go? Do you get in the vehicle and you bounce? Do you get in the vehicle?
Hey, Christy. Right. It's just a
And do
county
you
jail.
bounce?
It's not a prison.
And go out the one exit. There's no.
Well, that's just standard chain link fence, is all that is, Wisdom. With old school barbed wire, single layer barbed wire. It's not razor wire. It's not double rolled. It's none of that. It's just standard, basic everything because it's only a county jail. But still, this is in a residential area. You would think they'd have a little bit more security, possibly, maybe outdoor guards in case somebody decides to come into the parking lot at night and screw around or whatever. What's up, Tomboy? I'm just saying this is very weak, folks. Very weak for like our county jail here is enclosed in the sheriff's department, and it's like built in and then up. So if anybody were to get out of any of the pods, they got to come down, like way down to the ground to get out, like Spider-Man or some shit, which we saw last month. Spider-Man escaped from prison. We saw that, or from jail, I'm sorry, and chased him down. And the parking lot at our county jail is very small. There isn't one really. You have to park on the road, and then the employees park in this very small parking lot that's locked into the jail with a open and closing gate that has to be a code punched in, all that kind of crap. You know what I mean? So 800 inmates in this place, and there was 8 guards. That doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, even if it's now, I understand it's midnight shift, but from what I'm understanding, this is a regular thing. So when you have, say, you have chow, as they call it, I guess, breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever, and you got people going, and you got 8 guards throughout the whole facility that are watching this, that, and this. How? And it sounds to me like that includes infirmary, possibly, medical, whatever it is, if they have that. How does that work? That's insane to me. If these inmates decided to have a coup or whatever you want to call it, a riot or something, they're done. 8 people are done like that. Eight per 100. 1 per 100 is what it is, Cat. There's 1 guard per 100 inmates. This is crazy.
No exits over here. No exits. Exit is over here. We'll go over to it. Or do they run off? Or is there another car that we don't know about?
And like I said, I can almost guarantee you that Challenger, once it got away from this area, this local area, was probably ditched, and they jump into something different that's not to be seen. So no, the point is nobody has any idea probably what these people were in. And like I said, 3-hour head start. They could be anywhere: Florida, Alabama, Kentucky, Tennessee. At this point, anywhere. Hell, they could be almost in Ohio at this. They probably could be in Ohio at this point since yesterday. Okay, but within 3 hours before law enforcement had acknowledged the fact, or they knew that they were missing, A 3-hour head start will take you anywhere you want from Georgia, pretty much, any direction you go. Just saying, folks. Makes perfect sense. Good Lord, Miss Stacy, my dear, I have missed you. Wonderful to see you, and thank you so much for that, for becoming a member. Welcome to the sauce. What a lovely meatball you're going to make. Thank you for joining us. It has been quite a while, Miss Stacy. I'm glad to see you. Great to have you here. Thank you for joining us. We have definitely missed you. Challenged daily. I live in Perry, Georgia. All right. See? Yes, Miss Stacy. Thank you so much for joining us. It's great to have you here. I hope you're doing well. I have definitely missed you. It's been a long time. So wonderful to see you guys. This is Miss just Spacey Stacy. She's been a and part of this community for a long time. Even before I got into true crime, she was here with us. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful person. She's absolutely amazing. Beautiful family. And she lives, well, you're down in this realm somewhere, aren't you, Stacy? Or you're in Alabama now, aren't you? But you were in Georgia, I do believe. Things have gotten so much better. Oh my goodness. That's wonderful to hear. That is wonderful to hear. Thank you so much for being here tonight. I have definitely missed you. North Georgia. Okay. Well, she's in Georgia then, like I said. Yes, we have quite a community here, Stacy. Since you've not been around for a while, you haven't got to see. We've grown quite a bit, as you know, but there's some wonderful people here, and you will love them all. It's great to see you, though. It really is. What's up, MCAws? Good to see you. Still very happy to have you guys here tonight. Seriously missed you very much, and I hope the family's doing wonderful. Oh, that's the other side of it too. Is the room wasn't even locked, but again, they were thinking it was 3 a.m. Everybody's locked down, probably, or supposed to be in bed sleeping. Not this time. Thank you so much, Stacy. Thank you, and again, I absolutely appreciate having you.
Got
here.
the news here,
Missed you
Fox
so much.
24 News here. Well, here you go. Boom. Leave out. Either go to the left or you go to the right. Well, what I have noticed is no on the traffic lights, no cameras. So we're going to walk around this entire facility. Look, somebody gets out of jail and they just leave a wild Irish rose right on the front. Yeah, somebody's celebrating getting out of the jail. And we're just going to celebrate. So let's say they all left in a vehicle together. Are they going this way? They even got a little store across the street from the jail. City Food Mart. Here. Early Monday morning. Around 3:30 a.m. So Sunday night into Monday morning. They escaped from the oldest part of the jail right here. This is the oldest part of.
Let's see here what we got going on. There's not really anything new that he's talking about either. Give me a minute here. I want to see who was gifted the membership. V, thank you so much for that. Here. One moment, folks. Looks like Josie West. Josie, congrats. Welcome. Good to have you in the sauce. Oh, we've moved. Definitely moved, I still have lights, Stacy. We've definitely moved. I moved from the front to the den. I have a whole bigger, larger system now. Everything thanks to this amazing community. So, um, yeah, things have changed quite a bit here. What did that just say? Asked the mini mart if the escapees went in. No, he asked the police that store if they came in. Yes, of course. Yeah, we've changed things up a bit. What's up, Walt Harris? What is going on, my friend? Good to see you, brother. Dale Carnegie of YouTube. Yes, welcome to the new member. Welcome to the sauce. We had another meatball floating around in the sauce with us tonight, guys. That's so very awesome. We had a couple of them. Miss Stacy's now a meatball as well. M Cause is also a meatball. Yes, you are. You're a greenie. Josie, welcome to the family. Welcome to the sauce, my dear. It's great to have you here. Walt is great. Walt has become a very supportive part of this community over the past few months, and I really very much appreciate you, Walt, for that. It's great to have you here, brother. Great to see you. And Walt's not that far. He's kind of a neighbor to me, too. Kind of interesting. Huh. It's been chaotic over this way, too, huh? Not as bad as it is over there. But I'm guessing I've heard that there's more drama being recreated over there, just like the old days. So you're always welcome here. You always have a home here, Stacy. Just so you know that, always. So this lady helped me supported me as I grew into this community. You guys, she very much did. She was part of my community, our community over in the drama community, which this has become as well, of course. But it is what it is. And she's always supported me. Always supported me. She's such a very, very sweet, wonderful person. I'm so happy to see you tonight. And we're happy to have you as part of the sauce, Miss Josie. Absolutely. Absolutely. I still can't believe I can't believe there's no live updates on this. Let me see something here. Probably because they have no idea where these people are. Absolutely. That is a fact, Miss Stacy. Wherever there are humans, there will be drama, no doubt. All right, let's see here. Yeah, this is nothing like Danilo Cavalcante's situation was. Okay? At least not as of yet. We have nothing. That's right. That's right, Miss Sherry. Thank you for that. I don't think they are, V. I don't think they originally were from Georgia. Let's see here. Nope. Nothing new. FBI, U.S. Marshal's Office, and the sheriff. They're all involved at this point. We got to get them. We got to get them, guys. All four of them. Yes, we do. I want to say that they probably have separated. At least this is about 24 hours later. B. I'm going to say they probably smart. They'd be smart if they separated, I should say. But we need to go get them ourselves, guys. Get our lights on and go get them. There we go. We're going to go get them ourselves. See him? Yes. Here we come, fellas. I'm just kidding. Separating would be smarter, in my opinion, I think. 100%. 100%. I mean, if you think about it, it wouldn't make sense to stick together knowing, that they could get caught together. If they all were to get caught, they're going to be caught, period. If they separate, they know that there's going to be people going different directions looking for them. So yeah, guys, there's nothing new. And that could be because they think that maybe they don't want these guys to see them looking for them, thinking that they're watching the news, That's right. The Dago posse. We'll go pick them up. Absolutely, Miss Stacy. I appreciate you so very much. Go ahead, hon. Take your time. We'll be here. Yeah, $1,000 reward for four inmates. $1,000. What? No, that's not right. Maybe a piece should be $1,000 a piece, in my opinion. Nope, nothing new. Oh, wait a minute. Uh-oh. Looks like JLR's got something new on it anyway.
Jonathan.
Here we go. Let's see what this is, you guys. All right, here we go.
Lee Richards investigates a lot of corruption going on in the Bibb County Detention Center, Bibb County, Georgia. We got 4 inmates who are on the loose, who escaped, got help, cut through a fence, went through a window in the day room. But just 2 months prior, a sheriff deputy was arrested for bringing contraband into the jail facility. Check this report out.
Right.
Check who this deputy is. So check out this news report right here. Bibb deputy arrested for allegedly smuggling drugs, cell phones into Bibb County Jail. Sheriff's office says. Brianna Pitts, you see her right there, was arrested Wednesday for allegedly bringing contraband, including marijuana and cell phones, into the jail where she reported to work. And this just happened in September 2023. So just a few months ago, before the escape of these 4 violent inmates. A Bibb County Sheriff's Office deputy was arrested Wednesday afternoon for smuggling drugs, cell phones, and other contraband into the Bibb County Law Enforcement Center. Deputy Brianna Pitts has been a part-time deputy for the Sheriff's Office since November 2022. So she wasn't even working there more than a year. And she had been working with the Corrections Division. There on September 8th, just after 1 p.m., Pitts is accused of bringing a number of prohibited items like cell phones, tobacco, and marijuana into the law enforcement center where she reported to the office. They said that the items were contraband. In an email to 13 WMAZ, the Bibb County Sheriff's Office confirmed that Pitts has been fired from the Bibb County Sheriff's Office.
I would hope so.
This is her right there. She was charged with crossing county guard lines with weapons, intoxicants, drugs with consent. Pitts was taken into custody and booked in the Bibb County Law Enforcement Center where she worked. Her bond is at $10,000. Say the investigation is ongoing. So there she is. Look at her face. Corruption going on in Bibb County in their jail facility. And then months later, 4 inmates escape. What in the world is going on in Bibb County? How is this even possible? So there you have it, folks. A sheriff deputy arrested 2 months ago. Now we got 4 escaped inmates on the loose. What in the world is going on in Bibb County, Georgia?
No,
Maybe
they're
Georgia,
male,
about
nothing
85
half-assed.
miles south of Atlanta. All this corruption going on. I wonder if any of those inmates that escaped got some of that contraband that deputy brought in. Was she working at the same facility, or is this another facility in Bibb County? It's just big. They need to clean house in Bibb County. They need to vet their deputies, get staffing, make sure these facilities are safe and secure, escape proof. This needs to be looked at. Maybe the governor steps in. What do you think should happen in Bibb County? Should the sheriff resign?
And I'm muted again. I'm muted. Exactly. That's what I'm saying, dude. There's 1 guard per 100 inmates. What? Come on. Something's wrong. They're probably headed down your direction, bro. Honestly. Good to see you, Mikey. Thanks for joining us tonight, brother. We got 4 escaped inmates. Not 1, but 4. This should be interesting. And again, I can't find anything, nothing. JLR's got all sorts of stuff on it, but nothing else. Nothing else. Nope. Nothing new. Nothing on the news, nothing. Which tells me they must not have anything. Welcome, Hossein. Aloha to you. Yep. More 4 escaped inmates, guys. 4. 4 of them. Yep, headed down that way. I'm sure they all split up, and there's at least one of them is probably headed down south. Further south, I should say. Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, Florida, any which way they want to go. They'd be smart to split up, I'm saying. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's true too, Willie. That is so true. That's a privately owned prison. Exactly, Mikey. Exactly. I agree. I just can't believe that the news doesn't have anything else on this. Nothing. Crazy. Like I said, they'd be dumb to stick together. You know what I mean? Welcome back, Danger Zone. Oh, really? Oh, well, there is something new out. Not about this case, but you guys remember when I covered that case of the 8 passengers lady that that was arrested because of basically abuse allegations? The problem is lack of funding for the jail. Oh yeah, Bobby, I agree. And that's, I think, what his press conference was all about, was him stating, I've been telling you about this for months on months on months, maybe even years. And now look where we're at. Yeah, I know this is a little off subject, but Let me show you guys this clip real quick. I guess there was a child welfare hearing.
Members of the 8 Passengers YouTube family appeared in court today. This is them walking into the courthouse. It's just the latest step in a child welfare case stemming from the arrest of wife and mother Ruby Franke, who is accused of child abuse. Welcome into 2 News at 4 o'clock. I'm Jim Spiewak.
And I'm Jamie McGriff. Kevin Franke and his 2 adult children entered the courtroom with their attorneys today as Ruby Franke was transported from Washington County to attend the hearing. And today we are bringing you team coverage following this high-profile court case. Brian Schnee is on the live desk with new information from the Washington County Jail.
But we're going to start with Daniel Woodruff, who is live outside of the 4th District Court in Provo with the very latest on the family's court appearance today. Daniel.
Yeah, the Frankes were inside this courthouse for about 2 hours this morning. Our cameras were rolling.
Yes, Marietta, that is the scar on my head. I had brain surgery 23 years ago. See it? My good luck charm. It looks like a horseshoe. But yes, I've had that scar the whole time. It is a scar. It's a big one. To the year 2000, December of 2000, I had brain surgery to remove something called an ABM. It's an aventricular malformation is what it's called, and it was like a little ball. All the arteries and veins, they do this and they sit. It was sitting right on this side of my brain, my sensory projection. So they went in, removed it, clipped everything back together, and I seem to be okay. Knock on wood. So yes, that is there. I know I should probably let my hair grow so it's not visible, but I don't care. If anybody sees it, it doesn't. It's not very attractive, I know, but that's okay. Thank you, MCause. I was wondering when somebody was going to ask me about that. A lot of people don't ever ask me about it. A lot of people do ask me about it, but I'm surprised nobody had asked me about it till that. So, yep, that's what that is, Miss Marietta. That's what it is. Oh, let me finish this. I'm sorry, guys.
When Kevin Franke, his 2 adult children, and their attorneys arrived here, and then when they left, they declined to comment as they walked by. Ruby Franke and her business partner, Jody Hildebrandt, were arrested August 31st in southern Utah and charged with child abuse, which has spawned this child welfare case. Ruby has been in custody since then. She attended prior hearings in this case remotely, but this time she was transported from Washington County here to Utah County to attend in person. Now, we don't know what happened inside today's hearing. That's because the judge has closed it to the public, citing intense coverage and the need to protect the privacy of the 4 minor Franke children. Those involved in the case are also forbidden from discussing details with reporters or posting them to social media. So that's what happened here today in Provo. Meanwhile, down in southern Utah, that child abuse case against Ruby Franke and her business partner, Jody Hildebrandt, continues to proceed. We're just waiting for another hearing to be set there by a judge, which could happen anytime. Live in Provo, Daniel Woodruff, KUTV 2 News.
Okay, thank you, Daniel. So continuing our coverage of the 8 Passengers case, recently Washington County's Purgatory Correctional Facility made some changes regarding their inmates and the information available to the public.
Brian Schnee has been looking into this for a few weeks now. And Brian, what is the change?
Well, in their online inmate log, you can no longer see which part of the jail the inmate is located in. For example, we knew when Ruby Franke and Jody Hildebrandt were moved to a medical facility versus a normal holding cell. That information is no longer public. In early October, the Washington County Sheriff's Office website was
Thank you, Sherry.
for a few days. When it came back online, the information.
Look at all that razor wire and everything on that. The way that fence is made, like, that's just insane. I know it's just a county jail, but it still should have a little more security, I would think. And again, thank you, Sherry. I know. I appreciate it. And that's a fact, Carolyn, as well. Very grateful for that. Very grateful for that. So, yes. I mean, I was at one point, nothing half-assed. I tried not to. I did have my few bouts, but I didn't get that from it. I promise you that. I got one of these from it, though, a long time ago. My big mouth and my stupidity. You got to learn. You got to learn.
Regarding inmates changed. According to the sheriff's office, who declined to do an interview with us on this, they were already looking into this page on their website before Frankie and Hildebrandt were in the jail. However, it expedited once the information was shared on some YouTube channels that exposed how vulnerable this information could leave the facility. Overall, they say this information was previously available and was a significant security issue for the inmates and the facility as a whole. On the live desk, I'm Brian Schnee.
Very interesting. Oh, I'm so sorry, Carolyn. Yeah, I call it my lucky scar. Like I said, it kind of looks, if you, not to gross anybody out, but if you look at the way it is, it goes around here, kind of in the shape of a horseshoe, like a horseshoe, you know? So it's my lucky horseshoe scar, I call it. It hasn't been real lucky for me, but lucky enough that I made it through. I'm very grateful to God for that one. So, welcome to America 2023. Hey, hey, that's it. So yeah, there's nothing more new. There's nothing new as far as the inmates escape thing, guys. I just thought I should bring it to you guys to let you know, give you a heads up on it. Yes, badge of courage. Thank you, Josie. Yeah, I'll tell you a little story, guys, if you're curious, if you want to know. I had this surgery done at the Cleveland Clinic. One, I'm very close to that, and it's the best hospital in the nation for brain surgery. In fact, when I was there having my surgery, I think I was 25 when I had this done. Oh, no, 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 no. It's I have a little one here, but that is actually from getting into a fight in the parking lot of a bar. If you can't see that one, the glare is really, yeah, it's that little thing there. Um so oh, I'll be on tomorrow, Sherry, yeah. I just wasn't on today because I had doctor's appointments to catch up with, but this was something I figured out on my own. And there was 3 or 4 doctors that did this surgery in Cleveland. This specific surgery, it's a specialty surgery that they do. So, the way they did my surgery, just to give you guys a look at this, is I was told that he used a laser. At that time, it was a new thing, which is why the scar is so wide. They hadn't perfected, like, cutting with the laser, and when they cut your skin with a laser, at that point, it just opens right up, okay? It didn't cut very like specifically, I guess you could say it. And they cut all of this here, this whole flap, and laid this down, and then they went and drilled holes, which I still have in my skull. And then they took a saw and they cut this plate out and took the skull plate out. They laid all this down on my shoulder here. And then they went into the brain and they removed this thing, and then they put the skull plate back in, and I have titanium screws and plates. See, there's a hole right there. I can still feel it. Titanium screws and plates to hold the skull plate back in. Okay. And then, like, eventually the tissue, the brain tissue, and everything that surrounds it, there's like a membrane, like a placenta almost. I'll use it it's for those of you that don't know this. Like, you remove the skull, and there's like a membrane that goes around your brain as a protective type, like placenta type thing. Okay. And then they cut that open, and then they have access to your brain. It was very scary, Sherry. Very scary. And I had 3 small babies at that time. I was petrified because my percentage to get through it was not very high because you can bleed to death. So what they did was the day before the surgery, I had a surgery prior to that, where they went up through the groin area, through that artery there, that main artery, and they take a little piece of glue, tiny little thing, and they go up through that artery with their camera and their probe, and they stick that piece of glue in the main artery in my brain there, because what happens is if they cut that, I could bleed out right there. They put that piece of glue in there because it slows the bleeding, okay, to almost nothing. Now, when they go in the following day to do the surgery, they would remove that, obviously, after they did what they did and resected everything so that I would have normal blood flow. But the reason why I knew I had this problem to begin with was I would be sitting at work, okay? It just started one day, because what happens is I had this since I was born, this AVM, it's called. Arterial ventricular malformation is what that stands for. And it runs through your veins and your arteries. Now, the way that they run and they grow on our brains is they're just kind of straight through our whole body, which is why the blood flows. So, so what happens then is mine with this malformation, they grew like this. When you look at the MRI, it looks like a ball of spaghetti was sitting there, is what it looks like. So therefore, you can imagine that the blood flow, it would come to this block thing, and there's no port to go. So the blood flow is going all weird. It's not flowing correctly. So I was sitting at work when this first started, like a knot. Yes, Carolyn, that's a good way to put it. And I was drinking coffee like one day, right? Yeah, there's still coffee. And I was talking to somebody, and I was sitting there drinking the coffee, and I just my arm just jerked, and I threw my coffee cup, and the guy next to me was like, "What the F are you doing? What's wrong with you?" And I'm like, "I don't know what the hell that was all about." So I started having things like that, like spasms like that, little jerks here and there. I'd be walking through the store, and my right or left leg would just give out completely, and I'd drop. Or I'd be talking to people. This was the fun one. I'd be talking to people, and they start going like this when I was talking, like I was having a stroke. Well, the part of my brain that what it was doing was it started growing tiny. As I got older, it got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Well, as it gets bigger, it was putting pressure on that part of my brain, and the blood flow was not flowing correctly. So I wasn't getting blood to the parts of my brain I was supposed to make my brain function correctly, and it affected my sensory projection and things like that, okay? So all of those things were happening. I can laugh about it now. But at that point, I was going to my doctor and the emergency room regularly, because I was having all these weird problems, numbness in places I wasn't supposed to. Now, mind you, what's up, Crazy P? Mind you, I had already had a back problem. That's when that first started with my back, was way back then, okay? And I was supposed to have an MRI done twice that I had to cancel because of work. I was supposed to reschedule it, but I never had really done it because I was too busy working all the time. So, God, the screen is bright. I went, like I said, for 6 months, I went to the emergency room, to my doctor's office, emergency room, doctor's office, emergency room, doctor's office. And they kept telling me this is no lie. It's kind of funny now, but it's in your head. Meaning it's like it's psychosomatic. Like I'm crazy. I'm making these things up that are going on. I'm, weird things. And it was literally in my head. And they did CAT scans. They did CAT scans with contracts. They did all sorts of stuff. What's up, Tommy Jude? Good to see you, brother. Oh, you're all right, brother. No problem. Hope you're doing good. So I kept going back and back. And I was in EMS at that point, I knew what certain things meant. I knew what my body was doing. I know the feelings. And I kept telling them, I'm like, guys, you need to do an MRI. 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 Well, we did a CAT scan. We did an x-ray. We did this. We did that. There's nothing there. I said, you need to look deeper. A CAT scan doesn't look inside like that. A CAT scan doesn't show everything. They wouldn't do the MRI. Well, it came to find out it was because a brain MRI is a lot more expensive than having an MRI on your back, your leg, your arm, your neck, anything like that. It's a lot more expensive. My insurance said, unless it's a necessity, we're not going to pay for it. So they wouldn't do it. Well, I went in, or I called. I was sitting there thinking, like, how the hell can I get this worked out? It was driving me nuts. It was scaring me because I had a feeling it was something in here. And like I said, the way I figured it out initially was I was doing, no lie, a body removal with another guy with the fire department. And I squatted down to pick the cot up like this to raise the body up. He was a bigger guy, but still, when I did it, I got a shooting pain right here. Well, the problem was back here. But the shooting pain was right here. Well, when I was taking EMS classes and stuff like that, there's a lot of workbook stuff, and they teach you about anatomy and all sorts of different things. Well, pain in your brain redirects itself. You won't have the pain right where the problem is. It redirects it. It comes, so whatever was going on here was shooting over here. Completely opposite side of your head, okay? And I kept having that one pain, and it would make my eye literally just like flash out. Like I'd go blind in this eye sometimes, how bad the pain was. And I was just like, Jesus God, what's going on? So, like I said, 6 months I argued with my doctor, who is no longer my doctor, by the way, and hasn't been for years, and an ER doctor, okay, who does no longer work for the hospital that he worked at that time either. And I finally went, the creature I was married to at that time, my first wife, that's the only good thing she ever did in our entire marriage, was help me come up with this plan about I had to put that MRI on hold for my back. Well, we had like a localized place called Advanced Radiology that did nothing but X-rays, MRIs, CAT scans, stuff like that. You don't have to go to the hospital for it. That's all they did. They were linked to the hospital. Yes, the creature doodle. So I tried something. I said, let me try this and see what happens. Because it was really bugging me at that point. I called and I said, I had my name is such and such, Joe Mayoris. I had a, Jesus, brain fart. Now, see, that's something that does happen because of this. I'll have these space outs, as Tommy calls it. I just pulled a Dago. That happens. And I do have very bad short-term memory loss at times. That's what I have entailed from having this done. Thank God, that's all. But anyway, I called them and I said, yeah, I was supposed to have an MRI done at such and such a date. I was supposed to reschedule it. I didn't get a chance to because I've been working so much, but I'd like to do that and have it done as soon as possible. Okay, Mr. Mayors, that's fine. What was it supposed to be for again, sir? And I was like, well, I'm having problems in my head. Tommy, you're good, brother. Don't worry about it. It's a hilarious thing, and I love it, dude. Keep it going. And I was like, it's supposed to be for my head. I was having these issues. Oh, yeah, okay, sure, that's fine, Mr. Mayors. Write it down. But can you come in tomorrow? Absolutely. What time's good for you? Set the time up, everything, and I went in, and I was scared shitless that when I got there, they were going to say, no, 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 sir, that was supposed to be for your back, but, we can reschedule it for this or that. And I went in, finished the paperwork because I had already done the paperwork, but I never filled out the intake paperwork for it. Put down that it was for my head. I should have never got away with this, you guys. I should not have ever got away with this. My right hand to God, but I did. I'm glad that I did because I probably wouldn't be sitting here right now. And I'll tell you why here in a minute. So they went in, they did the MRI, which was horrible. I'm claustrophobic for one. They put this thing around your head with what looks like a catcher's mask over your face, and it's all very close to your head, right? Then they slide you into this machine, which is this wide, literally. And you'd think because it's just your head that that's all that goes in. No, they had me in up to my chest, below my chest. Okay. I'm severely claustrophobic, folks. Severely. It was an hour that they had to do this. Meanwhile, it sounds like there's a jackhammer right above my head, slamming as hard as it can. Okay. That's what this thing sounded like for an hour. And halfway through, they came out and injected me with what they call contrast to light up. I guess it's some kind of nuclear stuff. And it lights up the arteries in your brain so that when it goes in and it takes the pictures, it sees it clearly. As soon as they injected me, I threw up. And they told me that could happen. So it is what it is. So I had to sit up for a few minutes, clear that up, and then go back in for another 45 minutes. It sucked, guys, but it saved my life. So I came out of that, went home, and I said, it's a dye. Thank you, Carolyn. But it's a nuclear type stuff that like it glows so that it shows up in there. It's weird. They said some kind of a nuclear something transitional fluid or something, but it's basically a dye. Same thing they do with contracts when they do X-rays and CAT scans. Yeah, thank you, Bianca. There it is, right there. It shows the injury or whatever the issue is in greater detail. Thank you very much. So now I go through that. They took all the pictures multiple times, blah blah blah, so on and so forth, and said, "You're all set, Mr. Mayors. Have a great day, and your doctor will be in touch with you soon, hopefully." I'm like, "Thank you so very much." I could not, to this day, believe that I got away with doing it like that, but I did. I go home. That happened. It was 11:45 that appointment was scheduled for. I go home. 4 o'clock that afternoon, my doctor's office calls and says, "Joe, this is Dr. Scotia's office, blah, 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 so on and so forth. We were wondering if you could come in first thing in the morning." I looked at my ex creature and I went, "There it is." I said, "Yeah, sure. Can I ask why a doctor needs to talk to you? Very important. I'll be there. What time?" 8 a.m. They didn't open until 9 a.m. They wanted me there at 8 a.m. Figure that one out. Okay. I go in next morning, 8 a.m. I'm there waiting. They were there before me. That's what I said, crime solver. I was a little nervous then. Went in, sat down. They had these films up on the screen up there for the x-rays. Everything was on. I'm sitting there looking, and I didn't know what I was looking at that time. He comes in. He acted all weird. Was very like touchy and shaky, nervy acting. "How are you, Joe? How's everything going? How you feeling? What's good? What's going on?" Blah, 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 blah. "I'm great, doc. What's going on? Why am I here?" He goes, "Well, I hate to say that you were absolutely right, and you do have something going on that we just did not catch. Well, if you'd have done what I said 6 months ago, you'd have caught it right off the get, but obviously no." And I said, "So what would that be, sir? You know, what's going on?" And he goes, "Well, you see this here and this here. That's supposed to be like that, but this thing here is not supposed to be there." "Well, what is that thing there?" "Called it an ABM." He goes, "It's very rare. We don't see them too often, but it's more." He contradicted himself twice when he did this. He goes, "It's rare, but it's a normal thing to see." What? So is it rare or is it normal? Is it rare? I mean, what is it? Come on, tell me. Basically, when I went to a specialist after that, okay, he sent me to a neurologist immediately and said it is something that is a regularity, but they're not typically caught until it's too late. Because what happens is it turns into somewhat of like an aneurysm in a sense, and it'll burst. Well, you don't make it through too many brain aneurysms too often. Because what happens is the pressure builds up behind it and it'll blow because the blood flow can't go through, and it has to find a weak spot and it'll blow and then poof. Okay. So, anyway, they sent me immediately 2 days later to a neurologist. And that doctor was a lot better to deal with than my family doctor. And he was like, well, how long have you had issues with this? And I said, well, this started 6 months ago. He goes, well, why am I just now meeting you? I said, well, because my doctor's an idiot and the local emergency room are a bunch of idiots too. So, and he goes, well, in their defense, he goes, this is not something that's very easy to find. He goes, unless you do an MRI. I said, I tried to get an MRI done for the first 6 months. And then I told him what I did and he laughed. He was like, that's pretty imaginative. He goes, I'm glad that it happened though, because, he goes, so what I'm going to do, he goes, I've done this surgery before. He goes, first of all, listen to this. What do you want to do with this, Joe? He goes, he goes, because a lot of people live with this their whole life. Or you can have it resected or removed. I said, how do you live with this? If it's causing me these problems now, he goes, now I will tell you, people do live with it and they never have a problem. And there's people that as soon as they learn about it, they don't make it through it. So it's a 50-50. You can either live through it or you can't live. I said, I want it removed, obviously. I said, I have 3 small children that need their father and blah, blah, blah. I understand completely. He goes, so I've done this surgery before, but I'm not the part of your brain that it's on. He goes, it's kind of a touchy spot. He goes, so what I want to do is I want to refer you to another doctor at the Cleveland Clinic. And I'm like, thank you, because I didn't want you doing it anyway. I said, no, nothing against you, but this local area, I'm not very trustworthy in the hospitals. He goes, and he laughed and said, and I understand. I said, so thank you for that. And he sent me to Cleveland. That doctor was absolutely amazing. Made me super comfortable immediately. Said he does surgeries like this every day. He had done 100 of those, that surgery in itself, in the past 3 months. And he goes, that's a lot for this type of thing. So, okay, we set this up, and it was, I think I saw him right before my 25th birthday, which is November 23rd. They put the surgery at December 1st. Yeah. December 1st. I went in for my pre-surgery November 31st, and then the surgery was December 1st the next day. Went in. This guy was amazing, I'm telling you. Dr. Peter Rasmussen was his name. I owe everything to him. I'm like God, everything in the world to him. They went in, like I said, the day before. They did that little glue thing, and I had radiation done on this side of my head to kind of shrink it a little, they said. And that was crazy because they brought me in between these 2 giant, it looked like giant hammers, big square concrete, but they were metal blocks. They put my head in between it, and you could hear this woo 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 noise going on, and it was like radioactive energy. Radiation therapy is what they do for cancer patients, and it shrinks tumors. It wasn't really a tumor, but it shrinks things. So it shrunk it down, they said, by 6.6 centimeters. Because the smaller it is, the easier it is to remove. They went in 6 a.m. the next day. The surgery took, Jesus criminy. I'm trying to remember. They got done with the surgery at 8 o'clock that night, so it was 13 hours. 13 hours. And they had to go in and resect each artery, each vein, snip them, and then put them each back together. Okay? Very carefully. They did it. I woke up at like 8:30, 9 o'clock that night. Of course, I was in intensive care, and I had the turban wrapped around my head. And I was, crushing my head. It felt like it was pretty tight. Both my eyes were kind of blacked out because they cracked my skull and gave me a little bruising and stuff like that. It might have been millimeters, Chalk baby. I can't remember if it was centimeters or millimeters, but anyway. And I felt a little weird. I could tell something had been done, but I was still me. You know what I mean? My vision was blurry and weird. Talking was fine. I tried to get out of bed. I knew there was a McDonald's downstairs in the lobby. I tried to get out of bed, and all I had on was that gown. And I had IV. I had an IV. I think I still have a scar from it because it was a good one. Right here. It was right here, yeah. And then I had one here in my arm. I sat up on the side of the bed. I sat there for a minute. I was like trying to focus. The cool thing is when I had that surgery done, the guy in the bed next to me had one done, and this is an absolute fact. That's how good this hospital was. At that time, let's see, it was in 2000. The Prince of Egypt was on the same floor as me, having a brain surgery done. He had armed guards up there on that floor while we were there. You couldn't get through anywhere without like special passes unless you were a patient because of him being there. So um and then they saw me sitting up trying to move and they were like, whoa, 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 calm down. Like, relax. I said, I'm starving to death. I'm thirsty. I'm this, I'm that, I'm this. I was real itchy and real weird and all sorts of shit. So they sat me back down. They gave me, I think it was Visceral or something to calm me down because I was a little bit anxious. Brought me some food to see if I could eat it. I did. And then I threw up, of course. Um, and then I remember I went from December 1st, I was in ICU. Then I was in ICU step down by December 2nd. And then I went out to a regular floor by December 3rd, and I went home by December 5th. And you know what did it, guys? I'll be honest to God with you. You know how when you're in a hospital, you have the tray they give you that you set your meals and stuff on. Um, I had a picture of my children, my babies. They were sitting right in front of me. And I remember my odds with this were very slim that I could possibly lose my life. Okay. And I remember looking at that picture every single day. Every day, I missed my babies. I missed my babies. I missed my babies. I got to go home to my babies. And I went home to my babies in 5 days, guys. 5 days. I am so very grateful to that doctor, to my children, at some point, to the creature I was married to at that time. That was the most absolute insane thing I ever went through in my life. And still to this day. Brain surgery is not having your knee fixed. It's not having your hip fixed. It's not having your ankle rebuilt. It's not having a back surgery, guys. This is brain surgery. That's your brain. If you mess that up, you're messed up. Period. You're done, folks. They screw you up, you're done. So that's one of the things that changed me to the person that I am, you guys. Because that happened to me and I made it through that. Okay. Um, I know I'm probably rambling about it, but somebody asked me about the scar, so it reminded me of part of the story with it. Now, the other side of it was that I got to go to the emergency room doctor that kept telling me I was crazy. And I took my MRI scans, walked in through the door, right through the back of the ER, walked over, and I asked, "Is Dr. Nemi working?" They said, "Yeah, he's right over there." Good. I walked over and I threw the file down on the counter. I said, "Dr. Nemi, remember me?" And he looked at me and he kind of rolled his eyes because I knew he was tired of me at that point, coming over there all the time, right? And he was like, "Yeah, yes, Mr. Mayoris, how are you?" This and I said, "I'm great now." This was March after my surgery when I could actually start moving and stuff again without having that sloshing feeling and being unbalanced and all that. So it was like, "How are you?" I said, "I'm doing wonderful now." No, oh, well, that's great to hear. So you figured it the problem. I said, "Oh, yeah, yeah, we figured everything out." I said, "I do want to say this, though. You were right. It was all in my head." And I said, "There it is right there." And he was like, what do you mean?" And I looked down and he goes, and he stood up like this. And he shook his head and I went, "Yep." I said, "You have a wonderful life. maybe. And I closed the thing and I walked away. And the nurses behind the counter were just kind of like, and he kind of was putting his head down at that point because he knew that he screwed up. And people were like, you should have sued him. You should have this, you should have that. No. I have my life. I have my life. That's all I need. I'm so beyond grateful for that. And that is it. But I know he learned a lesson. And I found out that he was no longer at that hospital not too long after that. For whatever reason, I don't know. I don't care. But it is what it is. So, and my other doctor, I left him within a month. And again, he was weird with me after that too anyway. But that's why I left him too, because I just didn't trust him. But again, like I said, I'm beyond grateful to be sitting here telling you this story right now. And that's, like I said, one of the things that I made me change who I was, because I feel like I was given a new lease on life in a sense where I could have not made it past my 25th birthday, guys. And I'm 48 years old now. I've had a pretty good life. You know, I'm not saying I'm going anywhere. I'm knock on wood, um, but I'm just saying, have a good night, Katie. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm sorry to get all rambly like that about this. But anyway, and that's why I try to push positivity and love for one another and things like that at this point. That's why I do that. Is that Kate or CJ? I took meds for a while after the surgery. I took I'm sorry to hear that. I don't know if that's Kate or CJ, but I'm sorry to hear that, Mr. or Mrs. Pruitt. That's a horrible thing. My wife had epilepsy at one point, and so did my sister. It's not a fun thing, and I hope the medication helps at least. Um, but I did take preventative medication. I was on Dilantin. It's Kate. Okay, Kate. Not Dilantin. I tried to take Dilantin. I found out I'm allergic to it. I turned into a strawberry and itched myself to death. And Neurontin I couldn't take. It was a big pink pill. I can't remember what it was, but I was on that for about 6 months just to make sure, because they moved something on my brain that I didn't have seizures, and I didn't, thank God. But well, I am so sorry, Kate, that you have that and that you have to deal with that on a regular basis. Again, I will always have you in my prayers and thoughts because of that. And thank you for sharing that. And I do hope the medication helps you. Um, Thank you, Pammy. Thank you, love. Nothing half-assed. And I don't just share that about myself with anybody because, I wait for people to ask me and then it brings the story out of me. So it's a story that I tell because a lot of people don't appreciate the fact that they have their lives. And it's kind of sad because you could go through something like that, or a loved one that could go through something like that and not make it out of it. You know what I mean? So I'm beyond grateful that I'm sitting here telling this, and all I have is this. That means the world to me, that scar right there. And I do have superhuman peripheral vision now. I literally can see things back here from the side. It's really crazy. You've never noticed it, V. Thank you, Mikey. I appreciate that, brother. And I do have the short-term memory loss, and it really sucks sometimes. People will tell me something. Mikey knows this. I've had this, and Molly's gotten upset with me because I forget things very quickly sometimes. And it's sad, but it's true. The peripheral vision is very weird, folks. They actually told me that I may lose my peripheral vision like to right here. Okay? But I can go here, and I can still see with my peripheral this hand. It's so weird. And the doctor even said that's insane, that like that shouldn't have happened. But whatever. I'm not gonna complain about it. So I can see people coming up on me from like right here, and it freaks them out because I'm like, hey, how you doing? Blah blah blah. What? It's kind of funny. Absolutely awesome. I've heard about that, Doodle, and I was actually warned that things like that could happen to me. That I could show that they said that I might start writing in a dyslexic way, possibly. These were all things that I was warned could happen, and luckily none of them did. No crime, so I never got to see him. Like he was on lockdown. They had one whole unit, like multiple rooms, shut down, blocked off, locked out, doors locked, and everything. You couldn't get anywhere near him. They had the elevators, armed guards were by the elevators, like from his country, not our people, his people. Egyptian military, like standing there holding machine guns or whatever the hell those guns were at that time. You weren't allowed to go anywhere near. They weren't mean or nothing. They were very nice guys. They didn't. You don't go near that part of that hospital. Which I did. That's the Prince of Egypt, folks. I understand. You know what I mean? But hold on one moment, folks. I'll be right back. All right. And I also got lucky with that whole thing because Cleveland Clinic is a teaching hospital. I had 5 doctors. So because I allowed them to use, they asked my permission if they could use my case as a teaching scenario, right? And I allowed for that. My bill, the whole thing, which included the surgery, the doctors that I had to deal with, anesthesia, the medications, the stay at Cleveland Clinic, all of that was like a $375,000 thing. All of it, right? Because I allowed for them to use my case as a teaching situation. I think there was a video made about it, everything. It took my bill down to 75 grand, which my insurance covered a piece of. And then the part that I would have had to pay for, they just erased it. Never had to pay a dime on that. I was super lucky with that too. Complete and total blessing. Yes, yes, yes. So I'm just beyond grateful to be able to sit here and have these shows with you. That's why, again, guys, I am trying to be the positive person that I am. So that's what that big old scar is all about. But like I said, it's kind of in the shape of a horseshoe, so I call it my lucky scar. The only thing I will say I was angry about with all of that, the guy in the bed right next to me had the exact same surgery done. But it's all about the differences of where it is. Mine was right here. Okay? The guy next to me was back here. So, and I had to have staples. Oh, this ain't nothing, AR. I've done I've done some long shows, bro. But I got talking about something that usually rolls me through. But anyway, his was back in this area, and they did a little tiny scar right here. Mine had to be held together with staples, as you can see, and it was huge. And I asked my doctor, I'm like, what? Because I was talking to the dude next to me after a day or so, and he was like, "Oh yeah, man, I had this done, that done." He didn't make it as well as I did. He had some pretty serious issues afterwards, but his was way bigger and it was deeper. Okay. But anyway, he explained to me, he showed me a scar, and I was like, good God, like you couldn't even see my scar for a while because I had that turban thing on. So, and the doctor explained, he was like, his was a different area and it's easier to get through to than yours was. We had to open up a big area so that we have a lot of workspace to go through. His was just boom, 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 and that was it. So Dago lives. Yeah, it's okay, buddy. Which side? Usually this one. And that's only because I do sleep on this side sometimes. I still get like back here where they drilled the holes. I have some rigid spots where my skull was put back together and it was overlaid, and it kind of hurts sometimes if you lay on it. And if you move it a certain way, it's a little tiny bit painful. But I do sleep on this side mostly because I had to get used to sleeping on this side when this was done because of, you know what I mean? But I do find myself waking up sometimes on this side of my head. But typically it's my left side. Yes, they are, Carolyn. Damn, bro. Yeah, it is hell. Well, I'm glad you made it through that, brother, to be here to talk to us about it. I'm dead serious. Wow. I agree. With danger. I've been in a Dago live that started several months ago. There's just occasional intermissions. Yes, that's how that works, Dan. Thank you. That's absolutely correct. Absolutely, Ray. Absolutely. Jesus, dude. You've been through it, bro. God bless you, sir. That's all I can say is God bless you. Damn. Again, I'm glad you're here to be able to tell us about it. That's crazy, brother. That's why spending the time with you guys that I do is so much more important to me than what it probably would be for a normal person, because I just at some point may not have ever been able to do that. You know what I mean? And I really appreciate that. That ain't no lies. That ain't no lie, Carolyn. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Absolutely. Yes, sir. I agree. I agree, Dan. That's a fact, brother. That's a fact. And look, and that's another amazing thing that we've been able to meet each other and come together and work together in this amazing community of these amazing people. That's the absolute best part of this whole thing. I do truly believe that God puts people together, and I'm sorry for people that aren't religious, but this is my faith, folks. I truly believe that the good Lord puts people together at certain times in their lives for certain reasons to make things happen. And this here right now, I truly feel is why I'm here and why he's here and why we've met each other, to be able to work together to do what we're trying to do to make things happen in this community. That's a true feeling that I have from the moment that I watched this guy do a live stream. That's a fact. Just saying, guys. Thanks, Dago. Prayers for you all the time. As long as I'm on them. Absolutely, Kate. And I hope they continue to help you, brother. My dear, I really do. And I hope CJ's new chair is working out for him as well. You know what? I almost did that. I almost when I was a little more wild back in my day after this, I was gonna get a tattoo of a zipper over this. Okay. I was gonna get that tattooed as a zipper. And I went into the office because I have a few, you guys see. Okay. I went into the office and I was talking to the guy that did my tattoos and I showed him what I wanted to have done, right? And he was like, Joe, I'll do it. I don't mind doing it. Okay. As long as you can tell me that it's not going to cause you any problems. And I'm like, no, man, everything's good. I said, you might bump a piece of titanium. He was like, what? I said, I'm just kidding. Everything's good, bro. He goes, but I'm going to tell you something right now. One, it's going to hurt like hell because that's already scar tissue. And I'll be going over top of that. And you got to go deep to go through scar tissue for it to stick and look right. And I'm like, okay. And he goes, two, can you picture yourself at 60 or 70 years old with a zipper on your fucking head? Excuse my language, but that's what he said to me. And I was like, you're probably right. Yeah, well, let's not do that. So, and I'm glad that I didn't because the love of my life, the woman I'm married to now, she was like, honey, I'm going to be honest with you. Um, if I would have met you and you had a zipper tattooed on your head, I probably wouldn't have spoke to you. And I said, well, yeah, but we knew each other in high school. And she goes, but you didn't have a zipper on your head in high school. No, it wouldn't have done for me. And so I was like, I get it. So I'm glad I didn't because who knows, you know what I mean? And yeah, that's another thing too that my mother was like, "Honey, do you know that if you do that, like the vibration on your skull and like your brain, it's just not. You're not gonna like that feeling." So I didn't do it. Thank God. I think the thing that stopped me the most was the warning of the pain because he was gonna have to literally go like anybody that has tattoos, you know that you can go a certain depth into the skin to get it in there, but to get it to stick, for that for instance, that was done 6 times for it to stay, and that was a cover up of something else. That was gone over a few times. That was a cover up as well. That was the creature's name. So, that I have a thing for skulls, by the way, but this, because she was the creature, that is supposed to interpret as being the 4 horsemen coming to take the creature away from me, my ex-wife, okay? That's what that was. So, I've almost had tattoos here and here. I'm glad I didn't. It's so I'm glad I didn't. I see him. People have them all over their faces now. My daughter has a tattoo here, and she's got one down here. She's covered in tattoos. And I mean, she's still beautiful, but it's just like you have to picture yourself at 60 or 70 years old. Mm-mm. It's not gonna look good because that shit goes. When you get to a certain age and you got shit hanging and words are gonna change, you know what I mean? And so, hey, Ms. Lily, what's going on? Good to see you. Danger Zone, Kevin Durant. Yes. All mine were done with a paperclip or so not gonna do face net. Yeah, that's probably not good, bro. Got you. I did one. This one here, I did to myself. I think I was 18. Yeah, I was 18. This was done with a guitar string, a spoon. Um, where the hell did it go? Hold on a minute, guys. Did my cup fall down? Um, a pen sleeve like that a ballpoint pen goes through, a guitar string, a pen sleeve, a spoon, and a Walkman motor. I built that, and that is what did this in India ink. Okay, that's the only one I've ever done that was homemade, and I regret it. Eventually, one day I'll probably have that covered because it's just something I did. Don't even ask me what the hell it is. It's some kind of a design. There it is. It looks so dumb. But anyway, now I have my eyebrows tacked, and I'm so glad I did it. No problem. So, well, that's cool. That's absolutely cool, V. Uh-huh. Yep. Sony Walkman motor. Tattoo motor in a heartbeat. That's why prison stopped selling him. Yep. It makes sense. Yeah, I pulled it all apart an old Walkman, and the wheel, the motor that turns the Walkman thing or the tape, you take a guitar string and you bend it over. I think it was an E string because it was the smallest one. And then you heat up the string and you melt it into that wheel. And as the wheel turns, the string goes back and forth. And it goes through that pen cap to keep it straight. And then you tape that to a spoon, which in turn keeps the vibration down. Okay. And you dip it in ink and you turn it on and it does its thing. They worked. It is about the most generic gun you'll ever see in your life. Although like AR saying, I've heard of people paper clips that they filed down and that's slow shit, folks. Okay, because they're not moving very fast. Okay, they dip and they poke and they dip and they poke and they poke, and that's nonstop, and it's not going fast, so you feel it. That's how that was first done with a needle. Okay, that's how all prison tattoos. Oh, okay, got you. You are not supposed to know this. My entire body is covered. Just that. Well, it is what it is, bro. I have friends that were inside and taught me that. So I told you guys I grew up in a very hardcore neighborhood. Okay, around some people that were pretty hardcore, and yeah, so safety pins, sewing needles, like he said, a file down paper clip. Mm-hmm. And that shit don't. You get infections, and you got to be careful. So have 2 tattoos and chicken out. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, yeah, Josie, that's not good. You will bleed a lot. And the thing is, though, is once you get, I'll have to say this, and anybody that has tattoos is not going to argue with me. If you start getting tattoos and you like it, once you get one, it's hard to just stop. There's something about them that are addicting. I'm a very artistic person. I like the art, the expression, all that kind of stuff. Some people get them because they have to get them. Mr. Hayes probably did because he had to get them for representation and things like that. Okay. Um, and that's sad, but it's true. Uh, again, I have friends that have been on the inside that I grew up with that I know all these things from. Pineapple Express, right? But like my daughter, for instance, yeah, yes, earned ink is mandatory. That's a fact. That's a fact, my friend. You have to have it. Representation is very important. Let me see if I can show you guys something here. Maybe. Maybe. Whoa, why is it going so damn fast here? There's only 88 people in here. It shouldn't be going that fast. Slow down. Where is it? Why is that off? There we go. I know I have it here somewhere. 1 second, folks. Or I did have it here somewhere. Here we go. Let me see. Okay. So some of you guys have seen pictures of my daughter, my oldest daughter, the one that is not biologically mine, but I raised her as mine. Let me see if I can show you this here. Okay, so this is one, just a tiny bit. That's one of her arms. Okay, so that'll show you that. Hold on, let me make sure of something. This is an older picture before she got the new stuff. Okay, she also has these. This is her one of her the other hand. This is the other arm, and of course she has these here. I think her eyebrows are tattooed on. Hold on. I'm trying to see if there's a newer picture to show you that has her face. I'm pretty sure there is. 1 second here. Oh yeah, this is an old picture of her with the creature. You can't see. That's when she had first gotten that part done. There's the creature and her. Yeah. Anyway, I don't want to look at that too long. I want you to see her face though. I mean, they're not very bad. It upset me because she was so beautiful. Well, she still is, but and I didn't want her to ruin. Yeah, I'm not showing you that one. It's not. Where is this? I can't find it. But she's covered like head to toe. She used to do modeling for. There's a makeup company that Kat Von D, who was a tattoo artist, had that my daughter did the makeup for it, modeled the makeup for it. Okay, this is kind of. She has this one on her neck. See that there? In her other hand, also. Um, there's where is the hell? Oh, here it is. Okay. And she says that she can have this one removed because it kind of bugged me. She has that there, and then this here. And she's got one on the other side of her face too, and that's the other hand. She's got a lot, a whole lot. But anyway, that's my oldest child. For those of you that never saw pictures of her, but yeah, she's got a lot of them. Yeah, absolutely, bro. As long as you're comfortable with it, I have no problem doing it. Thank you, Carolyn. Yeah, I agree. She's absolutely gorgeous. She's 30 years old and she looks 12 to me, but she is very. And now she's gotten into this thing. This is the way she expresses herself. I don't like these either, but it makes her happy. So because she does this, she's a tattoo artist too. But she's got the piercings and all of these things too. Thank you, Josie, very much. Um, where the hell? There was another one that she showed. She's a, she's a force to be reckoned with too. If don't ever mess with her, is all I can say. But anyway, yeah, that's it. I don't want to show any other pictures just because. Oh, really? Nothing? Thank you so much, Bianca. She is beautiful. She's very smart, very self-sufficient, very independent. She has a good boyfriend, fiance, I'm sorry. Of course, he's a musician too. Very good musician. Um, yeah, that's my love, my heart right there. And like I said, she's not biologically mine, but I raised her as she was from the age of 3 months on, and she's still I'm dad. Period. So, which is weird because a lot of people thought we looked a lot alike. There's no blood joining us together. Thank you, Ashley. Very much so. My kids are all very attractive. Got very lucky. Very lucky, beautiful children, every one of them. All right. Let's see what we got. AR. Oh shit. Okay. Dude, that was done with a paperclip? Okay, you're sure you want me to show this, right? I don't want to cause any problems for you. Damn, bro. No way. What's up, Miss Evie? This is AR's back art, folks. That is a lot to do with a paperclip, brother. A whole lot to do with a paperclip. Damn. Especially that right there. Because it's a lot of shading and that's a lot. Damn, dude. That had to hurt. Yoy. Uh, I mean, damn. Right. That's see, my daughter's working on a back piece now that goes from her neck to the very top of her butt and side to side, covers her whole back. And it's going to take a while. She won't take any pictures of it till it's done. So, yeah, dude, that's pretty wild. Jesus. There's a dragon. That's nuts, dude. I know that hurt. Period. That is yeah, it is. I think if you scroll, it goes down further. There's more down here, guys. And it whole backs up his arm and all of yeah, that's a lot. And you guys, you ain't supposed to be doing this stuff while you're in there, by the way, you guys, just so you know. You know that so to be able to have time to do that and not get caught or get in trouble for it, that's pretty I understand. The chest probably has certain things you're not supposed to put out there, so I get it. What's up, Cappuccino? I don't know how we got on tattoos, but we're on tattoos. I think I was talking about my yeah. Yeah, he says everything he has on his body is from prison, so dude, that's insane. You got listen, you guys. A paper clip. It's not on a machine, it's a paper clip. So somebody sat and did that for hours. I'm sure it was more than one sitting, but I'm just saying that's a lot of pain, folks, and a lot of bleeding too. Shit. Yeah, brain surgery always leads to tattoo discussions. You're right, Dan. Makes sense, doesn't it? Yes, sir. 250 hours on my back. I bet, dude. I bet. Jeez, V. Crazy cat lady. What's happening? Absolutely. That makes perfect sense. Perfect sense, nothing. Very cool. I think all my kids, yeah, they all have tattoos. All of them. Caden doesn't yet, but he wants one. My other boys have. Oh, okay, Tomboy. I'll check it out. No problem. One second. Hey guys, sorry about that. What was I looking for here? Oh, that's pretty neat. Did you make this, Tomboy? It's from you. Check this out, folks. I like that a lot. That is pretty cool. Good job. Good job. I like that. this down now. How'd that even happen? What did I do here? Yeah, that's pretty cool, Tomboy. I like that. Very cool. And to sharpen it on the floor every hour. Yeah, that's real clean there, brother. Right. Oh, that's awesome, Lily. Yeah, Dan, it's back, brother. Oh, that's sweet. Very awesome, Tomboy. Very awesome. I love that. Good stuff. Yes, I agree. Very lucky niece. Hmm. Unfiltered lucky. I don't think I've ever seen that. Never seen that. Honestly. Never even heard of it, actually. Is it a YouTube channel? Oh, okay. I think I have seen something from him at one time. Interesting. Yeah, I'll have to check it out. Definitely check it out. No problem. I can't remember how I saw something. I think it was the Here's My Take video somebody sent me a while back that I watched. Oh, yeah, absolutely, Marietta. 1 second here. Here we go. There you go. So just to give you guys a heads up, I will be live during the day tomorrow, like I'm supposed to be. Macon, Georgia, net detective. Thank you for joining us, though. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, bombshell. Yeah, I will be live during the day tomorrow for sure. Like I said, guys, I'm trying to get back into my regularly scheduled programming. Um, Last week, really, it's just been a bad month. We'll just put it that way. It was a bad month altogether. All the crap that happened, and then I got sick on top of it. I'm coming back. V Slim, she's awesome. She really is. Again, every bit of this was done with a paperclip, folks. Thank you, Carolyn. Thank you. Oh, gotcha. Okay, Tomboy. Mm-hmm. And great musician. So yeah, I will be, and then just to give you guys some heads up on some stuff, we're still working on doing the fraternity and sorority show. We're looking into a new case that popped not too long ago. We're gonna be doing some stuff, so I'm gonna get myself into that groove, and we'll get rolling, folks. Um, absolutely, Tomboy. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I appreciate you so very much. I got to get back in the groove. That's a fact. Phoenix can't rise without ashes, Dago. That's a good point, Danger. Thank you, brother. I'll be back. I gotta be back, guys. I gotta be back. Is court for 1026 canceled for good question. Let me go look at something real quick. No, I don't think so. I want to make sure there's nothing new either. Nothing stating that there is, no. But we got that coming up here in 8 days. Yeah. We'll see what happens with it, guys. It's going to make a big difference. Why do you have to get taxed in prison? I mean, in some instances, you don't have to. But like I said, in some senses, you have to for representation, Marietta, depending on. I'll tell you what. AR, if you're still in here, could you explain that, please? Because I don't want to say the wrong thing. The representation, it means like if you're affiliated with certain groups. And I don't want to say it the wrong way. So if he's still in here, he can explain it better, probably. Um, thank you, crazy cat lady. I appreciate that so very much. Very, very much. We're working on making it cleaner and more secure bombshell. And like I said, we had to change the rules up for it. Any members that are here have to be members for a total of 45 days to be able to get into the Discord. You know what I mean? Any new people, it has to be 45 days to get in. And they have to be active. If they're not active, I think I can't remember exactly what. Oh, absolutely, crime solver, and thank you. Um, if they go inactive for a certain amount of days in the Discord, like then we remove them, and then we'll put them back in if they want to be. Um, absolutely nothing half-assed, and thank you for joining us tonight. I appreciate it. We're working on making it safer, more secure, and all that, though. At the very least, we just had to, like I said, every beautiful garden has to be weeded so many times, and that's what we had to do because it is a beautiful garden full of beautiful people. I think I'm gonna have myself a sandwich here when I get out of here too, pretty soon. Again, nothing half-assed. Thank you for joining us, and I hope to see you tomorrow. Okay, he may have left. That's okay. Like I said, it has to do with you have to have certain ones for representation due to the affiliations that you have. Some of it's mandatory. Others, some others are just for expression, stuff like that. Good night to you if you're leaving, Carolyn. I'm probably going to be shutting this down too. Seema Turna, what's going on? Thank you for joining us tonight. That's what I call it, Dan. A beautiful garden needs to be weeded from time to time, and that's what we had to do with the Discord and the community in some senses. You know what I mean? It's sad, but it happens. But you see where all the beautiful flowers still are. That's the way I look at it. It is confusing, Tracy, to an extent. Once you get in there and you get used to it, it works itself out. There's some cool things that can be done. Like since it's going to happen soon too, because it's getting close to the end of the month. I want to do a movie night in there. Okay. With all of the members, of course. And being that it's close to Halloween, I'd like to watch some sort of a Halloween movie with everybody. I think it would be really cool. What's up, Indigo? Good to see you. We've done it before, and I do the music thing in there too. So there you are, Bombshell. Um, and that's why I like it. And I like to be able to go in there and hang out with you guys when I'm not live. We talk about different things. We have different rooms. We do a lot of research together in there, me and the mods. So it's a good place to be. But that's okay, Tracy, because you've been a member for, a while, and we work everybody back in when we have to. No problem with that. Yeah, we're gonna do a movie night. We've already done one, and then I was building up to another one, but we got really busy, and then all this crap happened. So it's coming though soon, very soon. It's so great to see you back, B. We've really missed you. A lot of people were asking about you. I was asking about you, so it's great to have you here. And that's another thing I'm going to be asking you guys here relatively soon is, because I'd like to do the movie night thing in the Discord, and I'd like to do some sort of a Halloween type movie. Okay, Marietta. I hope everything's okay. Be careful. I'd like to get some ideas as to what type of movie. I know some people aren't down with scary movies or horror movies and things like that, but I'd like to see, what your guys' options are, what you guys would be okay watching, what would be good, just some ideas. Throw in my direction, please. Me too, Evie. Me too. I love them. V. V. That'd be cool to watch for those of you that haven't seen that, the TV series from the 80s, V, The Final Battle. Watch that. Well, maybe not for the moving thing, but at another time. We could do a lot of those things once we get everything resecured and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Completely, and I'm comfortable with it, and start building things up again. That's why I love this time of year. I like the season itself, but I love Halloween, and I love the fact that that's because that's what we've been doing when I'm not on here is we watch horror movies. We love it. Adam's Family. We might have to do a couple of them if we can. Yeah, those good movies. They're good. And of course, we can't do that live like this because it's live. But all right, guys. Well, the scariest movie I've ever seen, and it's not mentioned much, was Terror. Oh, okay. Oh, cool. Thank you for that update, Tracy. Hocus Pocus, yes. No, not yet, Ashley, but my son wants to see that really bad. It's something I'm curious about myself. Terror Train. Okay. Is that the one with Jamie Lee Curtis? Well, that's good, V. I'm glad you didn't have to experience all that bad stuff because there was a lot of bad stuff going on. Some very bad people that just didn't like me for some reason were trying to cause a lot of problems for me, telling some lies and very, very, very being very dishonest and very bad people. I'll just put it that way. But I have a very strong and very amazing community that kept my head above water and supported me throughout the whole thing. And I'm very grateful for that and all of you for that. So that would be cool. I agree. That's my favorite one, Ashley. The original John Carpenter's Halloween from 1978 is my absolute favorite. Absolutely, V. Absolutely. You've always been a very, very important and very big part of this community, and I've always appreciated you for that. Bombshell. Yeah, there is a new one. I've heard it's supposed to be pretty crazy. We'll have to see though. We'll have to see. Oh shoot, what did I do? Oh, there it is. Okay. Talk to me. Never heard of that one. Interesting. We'll figure it out. It'll be great in here with this new system I have running. It should run very quickly, very good. And then I have these monitors, so it should look good, at least on this end too. Yes, Halloween is great. And that's funny, the little story behind that original one from 1978 with John Carpenter. That was a very low budget movie, like a B-rated movie, as you'd call it. And it became a huge, huge success. Mm-hmm. I saw the Saw movie. Lever. That's what it's called. I'll have to check that one out for real. Yeah, a lot of them are on AMC. They do their marathon every Halloween. I love it. The Shining. I get you, Dan. I get you. Let's see. The ones that I've seen lately, they're kind of. I'm not as much into the super gory ones like I used to be. As I'm getting older, I'm losing my taste for that, I guess you could say. I am more of a thriller and a realistic, like the Conjuring stuff. I really liked that a lot. Um, my wife likes those too, Bombshell. Um, things like that are like kind of what I'm into at this point. I'll watch, like a Halloween or there's supposedly a new Friday the 13th and a new Nightmare on Elm Street coming out. We'll see. Yeah, the Insidious movies, yes. I like stuff like that because it makes you stuff that you got to use your mind for. We just watched a really good movie you guys should check out. My mother told me about it actually. My wife and I watched it this past Sunday, last Sunday. Um, it's got a bunch of good people in it. Justin Timberlake was in it, which was where he's actually a pretty good actor. It's called damn it. It's a very good movie. And it's a thriller. Um I watched one today called Desperation Road. That was very good. Something called The Burial with Tommy Lee Jones, and these aren't scary movies, but they're good movies. The Burial, check it out. It's got Tommy Lee Jones and Jamie Foxx. Great movie, and it's based on a true story. What the hell was the one that we watched that had Justin Timberlake in it? And it was a thriller for sure. What the hell was that movie called? See, this is what I have that memory thing, guys, and it bugs me sometimes. Damn it. Yeah, the Annabelle too. Yeah, I like that stuff too. I've seen the Terrifier movies talk, baby. Clowns don't bother me, but yes, that's it right there. That's it. Thank you, crazy cat lady. Reptile. Go watch that movie if you have not seen it. It is it's amazing, folks. Really good movie. Miss Bonnie Messick, good to see you, darling. Thank you for joining us. I know it seems pretty clear. I've noticed that. It looks good. I like it. Well, it's dark in here, so you're not getting that glare from the white, and I don't look like The Walking Dead. Yes, please, guys. If you haven't seen this movie, please go watch it. My wife and I are both usually pretty good at figuring out these thrillers and like, oh, who done it and stuff like that. This one got us. Go check it out, folks. Seriously, go check it out. I'm glad that you caught it, Bonnie. I love having you here. Very good. Very, very, very good movie. It was. It very much was. So good. So good. Oh, did you see it, Bonnie? Great movie. Seriously. Anybody? What the hell did I watch it on? I have all sorts of viewing things, but I think it's on Netflix, actually. Yeah, Dan. It's called Reptile. Go see it, please. Um, I think it is Netflix. It it was interesting. And like I said, I was really shocked that Timberlake was that good of an actor. Is it on Amazon too? I know Paramount had it. I did see it on Amazon. Yeah. But I know it was on Netflix because that's how my mother watches. She doesn't have all that other stuff. She just has Netflix. But you should, yeah, you should be able to find it on Amazon, Netflix, and Paramount if you have any of those. Very, very good movie. It's definitely one to keep you on the edge of your chair through the whole thing. It was. It was so good. And that was it right there. And I was super impressed with him. Benicio del Toro was in it, okay? And he doesn't typically play a part like this. And I was really kind of like, what? But yeah, he pulled it off. He did great. It had him, Justin Timberlake, Alicia Silverstone. The cast was crazy, and it was they were all great. Very good actor and actresses. I loved it. Yeah. Yep. That's one of the first things I've seen her in a while. I used to have a thing for her, of course. And she still looked pretty good. I was impressed. But the Benicio del Toro, I was very surprised because his roles have like he typically plays a certain type of role, right? This was way out of his realm and he pulled it off very good. Very good. Yeah, go check it out, Dan. You'll like it. Loved in the Black. Oh yeah, he was in that too. I forgot about that, Kendra. He was pretty good too. He's good. He is good. The dude is multi-talented. He can sing, he can dance, he can act. Shit. For real. Yeah. Yep. That's a good way to put it. Yeah, it's on. Like I said, I think I saw it on Paramount and on Amazon Prime, but I thought it was on. I know it's on Netflix because that's where my mom saw it. Mhm. See, I told you, V. Everybody missed you. Everybody missed you. Well, folks, I've been doing this for about 3.5 hours, and I think it's time for me to shut down so I can get some sleep or try to. Yeah, exactly, Bonnie. I was very surprised. He played a great role. Very good at what he does. I can see him. He's kind of, he reminds me of Mark Wahlberg. We all know where yeah. Let's try that again. We all know where Mark Wahlberg got his start from, Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. He went from that to the Mark Wahlberg, I think, is an amazing actor too. He's great. Okay, but he went from Marky Mark and a Funky Bunch to what he is now. I think that's kind of where JT's going. You know what I mean? He pulled this one off. He's pulled a couple others off. He's really good. So, anybody that's not seen it, go check it out. I want to know what you thought too. So, but yeah, guys, I think I'm gonna have to shut her down for the night. As much as I don't want to, I need to get some sleep so I can be fresh and clean for you guys tomorrow. I will be. Plus, I still gotta get some rest and keep my getting better. What's up? Woke up. Oh, it's okay. No problem. A lot of people don't get the notifications, so it happens. So much knowledge. That's right. It's okay, guys. I love you guys to death. I appreciate you guys joining me tonight so very much. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your night. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Same times, same place, same day. I'll be live between 12 and 1. I'll just give you an hour to find me in there. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you guys have a great night. Like I said, don't forget to love yourselves, to love each other, and don't change the things about you because you don't change a thing about yourselves because you are absolutely the beautiful people. I love you guys so very much, and I will see you on the other side, guys. Have a great night. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.